Oh, you know what I love?
Sports.
Love sports.
Sports.
When it comes to
Texas A&M.
Where are you getting this information?
Let me tell you.
Welcome to TexAgs.
It's here. It's time. There's always a buzz in the air when you hit this moment.
He is a guy that has gotten better and better and better. He's just got that dog in him.
We will develop men, we will graduate players, and we will win championships on the field.
I think of him as this hawk. Before long, he's going to be swooping in on those quarterbacks.
Coach Elko's my guy, right? Like, I love him. I love Michael Early. Like, I think Bucky's going to be incredible.
It's football, man. And that's what Warriors do. They don't want to sit out.
And this is a real program. It's not fake. This is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football, this is a really good place to be.
You know, if I'm betting on anybody, it's the Aggies.
Happy Friday to you, Buchanan.
Happy Friday, Nuño.
Let's chat about a subject I think you know a little bit about.
Okay.
Football.
Oh, yeah.
Friday.
Thought we were going to talk about food again.
I didn't listen. That's good English. I didn't listen on Friday. I was a little busy, but I understand I got off the rails a little bit. Today, we're going to go
Keep it on the rails.
In the rails. Or no, that would be weird.
Keep it on the rails.
On the rails.
On the rails.
Okay. Did you know that Florida is facing their fourth consecutive top 10 team?
Yeah, and some of them even deserve to be in the top 10.
Yeah, some of them. Our buddy Connor O'Gara has an article, and I was just kind of reading through it. A lot of the stuff we know, but like when it's listed, it's like, oh, okay. 22nd time that Billy Napier has faced a ranked team since he was hired. It'll be the 14th time away.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know what his record is in those games?
I think it's away games.
Yeah.
Away games, I think he's 4-9.
Well, against ranked teams, he's 0-13 away from home.
Okay, so he's not 4-9.
No. Napier is 0-13 versus ranked teams away from home, according to Connor O'Gara.
Well, Connor probably knows. You know,
either one I'll take.
I thought he'd won 4 games on the road, but maybe some of them not against ranked teams.
Okay. And overall, Napier, according to this, 5-15 away from the swamp.
5-15 away from the swamp. Well, let's make it.
I got some more information for you if you're
60.
interested.
Yeah.
Okay. Connor goes on to say A&M has been locked in one-score games deep into the third quarter against all 3 power conference opponents. We all know that the fourth quarter is where they put the chokehold on, right?
They choke them out.
Yeah.
Like an anaconda.
Like an anaconda. But Elko, as a head coach, is 17-1 against unranked teams.
Huh. Well, sounds like all the numbers point to an A&M victory.
But
there's always a but.
You got to play the game.
Behind everything.
You got to play the game.
Yeah, got to play it. I feel good about the Aggies' chances tomorrow. I feel really good. I think it's just like last week and the week before. I think it's a matter of you win if you don't give it away. They tried to give it away.
I don't know what to believe, bro. It's the SEC, and every game makes me bite my nails, okay? And that's not cool, and then I spit it on your computer next to me.
That's what that was.
Yeah, those are nails. Yeah, from my toes. Anyway.
You bite your toenails.
No, okay.
I
don't think I'm that flexible, bro.
All that jiu-jitsu's getting you really flexible.
No, I'm not flexible at all. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. I don't know what to believe because, I do this every week. We all do it, right? We go we talk ourselves into why A&M's going to win, why they could lose. And I had a coach buddy send me a message. He's like, dude, Florida's offense is very pedestrian and it's just very elementary when you watch what they do in their concepts. It's very easy, and Billy Napier's play calling is predictable. So I get that, and I get these Connor O'Gara stats, and then I'm like, dude, I've watched enough Aggie football to know, that information. I think A&M is not only the better team, I think they're significantly better. But that doesn't always result in the SEC in a victory.
Well, I'll say this. The one reason that really stands out to me as the source of concern is that freshman, from up there in
Dallas Wilson,
that high school up there, Woodrow Wilson, Dallas Wilson, Tim Brown, and now Dallas Wilson. Tim Brown went to Woodrow Wilson.
He also went to Woodrow Wilson, yeah.
But yeah, Dallas Wilson, he was he was electric last week in his collegiate debut with five, maybe 6 catches for 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. He shoved that Texas defensive back down. Now, hopefully, the blanket and the comforter, Eli Ricks, Des Ricks. See, I get him and his brother mixed up sometimes. I'm sorry, Des Ricks are a little more physical, and can handle that. And I think they can. But gosh, when you see that guy come out and have the impact that he did, I think you look at that guy and say, okay, that guy can be a problem.
Nygren, do me a favor. Google Cam Coleman's games this year and see, because I know what level of player Cam Coleman is. And I don't know if he's
4 of 18 here.
He didn't do much against Texas A&M this year. Last year he was really good. But see, what his best performance is, because I don't know if they're comparable or not, but big quality NFL-bound receiver in Cam Coleman. I'm hoping I can draw some parallels from that.
I think Cam might be bigger than Dallas Wilson, but I could be wrong on that. What do you got, Reese?
So his best game this year was against Oklahoma when he had 3 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown.
His numbers are really down. How big is he?
He is listed at 6'3", 201 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know what the dimensions are on
Dallas Wilson is 6'3", 215.
6'3", 215? So he's actually bigger. Okay.
According to the
but
numbers.
Comparable.
Yeah.
So, look, that's fine. So just let's see if they can keep Dallas Wilson to having comparable numbers to Cam Coleman when he was here. And if you do that, then I think...
You would say, though, DJ Lagway is not that much more, but more accomplished than Jackson Arnold.
I think...
pull up both of their stats.
I think DJ Lagway, to me, is potentially better than Jackson Arnold. However, both 5-star guys from the state of Texas. Jackson Arnold is a good runner, and he struggled throwing the ball against A&M.
Lagway can throw, but he struggled at times too. I think Lagway's less of a threat to run, believe it or not. His hamstring issues and things like that. But yes, I would, if I was drafting a team and I had to pick the 2 quarterbacks, I would definitely take Lagway first. What are the numbers there?
So Jackson Arnold this year has 846 passing yards with 5 passing touchdowns, as well as 192 rushing yards with
how many picks?
5 rushing touchdowns, 0 interceptions for Jackson Arnold. DJ Lagway so far has 988 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, with 23 rushing yards and 0 rushing touchdowns.
Let me ask you this question, Obi. If there was a fantasy draft of college football quarterbacks in the SEC, today, would more people pick Marcel Reed or DJ Lagway today? Because I know at SEC Media Days who they were picking.
I think today, I think those that are really paying attention would take Marcel Reed today. Because Marcel Reed is playing better than DJ Lagway.
He is.
DJ Lagway had more interceptions in one game than
Marcel has all season. Yep, I agree. Would you like to play the game that we play on Fridays called 3 Things We Want to See, brought to you by the Brazos Running Company?
Yeah, I want to.
I think you know this. They're your local Aggie-owned specialty running store where you can find Brooks On Hoka shoes located at Century Square below the Star Cinema Grill in College Station. Okay, buddy, give me 3 things that you want to see.
All right. I want to see, let's see. What's going to be the... I want to see a lot of... I don't know if I'm going to see it, but I want to see another strong pass rush.
Okay.
I know Florida has a better offensive line than they've seen for a while, maybe since Notre Dame. But hey, a great pass rush can get there against good teams. So I want to see a great pass rush. It may not come from one guy. It may come from blitzes and things like that, but just get there. So I want to interrupt DJ Lagway. I want to see Marcel Reed at his best. I want to see him running. I want to see a little better version of Marcel Reed, what he was last year against Florida. Making plays. So I want to see last year's Marcel Reed just with the little more maturity behind him, right? And, look, when A&M runs the ball, runs the ball effectively, they typically win. I mean, obviously, because they're undefeated. So I don't care if it's Le'Veon Moss. I don't care if it's Reuben Owens. I don't care if it's Amari. I want to see I'll just put it this way. I want to see that offensive line that has been so good dominate the line of scrimmage.
All right, I got 3 things I want to see.
All right, let's hear them.
That deep ball gets connected. All right, you know the one we were waiting
he connected on it last year.
Yeah, I want to see that again.
Right.
Okay, I want to see it. I want to see it early too. Okay.
Okay.
I want to see the deep ball connected. Penalties, go away.
Go away.
Please, right?
Don't want to see them.
Don't. I mean, you're gonna see a couple. Just can we keep it
5 or less?
I mean, my gosh, that'd be phenomenal. I'm saying 7 or 8 or less. I'm just trying to say baby steps, baby.
5 or less.
That'd be great. So that and stop the run.
Stop it.
They've been so good at stopping the run so far. If Florida's able to run the ball like most teams, it's going to open up Dallas Wilson way. I would rather, and by the way, I want to do it with 4-man rush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have exotic blitzes. I would like to do it with our Florida guys, and that way we can put as much emphasis on Dallas Wilson as we need to, as they need to.
Okay. Look, if you can get it with 4 guys, great. But I don't, like I said, I don't care where it comes from.
Just get it done.
As long as you get it done. You know, Albert Regis might be a really important player in this game. I mean, he is all the time. But I could see him shifting inside and getting up on that center.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jake Slaughter, who may be some considered the best center in the SEC. I don't know if he is, but some considering that, and just go up there and, challenge that guy. Because I think a lot of their rushing yardage last week against Texas was, between the tackles.
Yeah.
So, clog things up in there.
And speaking of those guys, DJ Hicks and Albert Regis, they have both unfortunately gotten a couple penalties we'd like to have back, and one of them shouldn't have even been called. That being said, going back to those penalties, let's not get those really dumb ones.
Yeah, the one on Hicks, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get you're not even trying, you get your hand up a little too high. And Regis, one of them, you talking about the running into the kicker? Yeah, still don't think he touched him. And then there was another one, what they say.
He power slammed somebody. That's football, brother.
Both of them were. There was one not called on Torian York that was closer to being a power slam than the one on Regis.
So what you're saying, it all evens out?
I guess.
I hope not. I mean, I hope it does this week. Sorry.
All's well that ends well. And they've all ended well so far.
I'm going to let you be the host. So At this point, we usually do the advertisement portion of the show. So you take it away.
Yeah. So first of all, welcome to TexAgs Live, brought to you by a gem of a guy, David Gardner's Jewelers.
Love that guy.
We're here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Jason, Jackson, Morgan, and the boys. Yeah, all of them. Keith, all those guys we like so much. This is the Go Hour.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Warehouse at CC Creations. We are currently in the Holistic Planning Cool Zone. And you know why it's cool?
Why?
Well, this is your top part.
Because there's a lot of air conditioning directed at this area. We're on a platform up high.
And they help you.
And they help you. Yes,
they help
with their
you make
investments.
money and save money.
Which is cool.
That's cool.
You know, I've decided maybe we should switch roles moving forward. You should be the host. I be the analyst.
Okay. Do we get to switch paychecks too?
Let me get back to you on that. All right.
By the way, if you want to be part of the show, you can call us or text us on the Buppy's Bartending, I'm going to put that first, and Catering hotline at 797-693-1150.
I'd prefer you called 979-69.
Did I say 797?
Yeah, you did.
Nice. That's why I'm not the host.
You know, I make way more mistakes than that.
I had a lot of trouble with numbers. I'm kind of dyslexic.
Well, it's okay. I had a pleasant conversation with Mr. Buppy yesterday.
Isn't he great?
Man, that guy loves some Aggie football.
He does.
Did you know he is, outside of myself, one of the most competitive people in this market? He's very competitive. Like he'll fight you.
Really?
Like in basketball, football, he is power lifter, you name it. He does it all.
I didn't know that. I just knew he cooked a lot of good food.
He does make great food. All right, let's go around the room and say hi to the humans. Behind the glass is our director, our friend, our colleague. He is Nick Savage. Nick, good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Wow, that was a good. That was like a friendly one.
Yeah.
Hey.
I try to be friendly every morning, but I obviously fail quite often. One thing I want to see, I feel like every game, and I've talked about it a couple times this season, but since that opener, they're so close to breaking a kick return or a punt return for a touchdown, or at least had a big gain last week, wiped out by a bogus holding call, according to Jim Turner, not me. So I think they're right there when it comes to returning one of these kicks. So whether it's Terry Bussey or Casey, I think it's going to happen soon. So why not this week?
The one we did return, they called back, which worked out in A&M's favor against Notre Dame.
Yeah, it did. It really did. Well, they also, let's not forget, in that season opener.
Yeah, week 1 against
Casey
UTSA.
Concepcion.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Nick, thank you very much. Let's go to the Angry Elephant News on Social Center. We've already said hi. Well, we haven't said hi to Reese Nygren yet. We've discussed things with Reese. But Reese, hello.
Hello, how are y'all?
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
What's going on with you?
Not a whole lot. I'm excited for tomorrow. This might be the most excited I've been for an unranked opponent to come to Kyle Field in a while. So I'm ready for the game tomorrow.
So let's ask the question, guys. Let's ask you why, Olin Buchanan. Are they unranked because of their schedule, or are they unranked because they know good?
Well, I think they're unranked.
By the way, they're not good. That's the proper grammar.
Because of their record.
Yeah.
And I think anytime you're an SEC team and you lose to South Florida, even if South Florida is good, you're expected as an SEC team to be better than that.
I think South Florida's got North Texas this week, and that'll be a good one.
Huge game, by the way.
The Mean Green.
An under the radar game, because if the Mean Green win, you start thinking, are they going to be playing Memphis to see who gets into the playoffs?
Yeah.
So huge game up in Denton, Texas. The epicenter of college football is in the
Denton
Dallas
area.
Metroplex, and it's not Oklahoma, Texas. It's South Florida and the Mean Green of North Texas.
Nygren, sorry, back to you.
I mean, I would like to see any team go to LSU, play Miami, and play Texas, and do better than Florida. Like, I think that.
Say that again.
Okay, Sark.
I'm just saying, like, that's a
to go to Miami and to go to LSU.
Yeah, and then
I believe that happened to A&M one year.
It might have.
What? A&M, I remember that one year. They lost 5 games in 2019. 4 of them were number 1 in the country when A&M played them, and the other one, Auburn, finished like in the top 10 or top 15. So, and you know what? Nobody cried for A&M. Nobody. No. So the hell with them. If you're a top 25 team or Florida Gators, I respect you. Don't fear, but respect. Come in here and prove it.
He told the camera that. That was directly at the Florida team. All right, Tebow.
Someone's clipping that. Some news for y'all. The Savannah Bananas coming to Kyle Field on May 2nd.
It's a big deal, right?
It is a pretty big deal. Like
are they like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Except they can actually lose. Like at first, I was under the same impression, like the Globetrotters, like they never lose.
But Savannah's.
So the Bananas can actually lose.
So if they're doing it at Kyle Field, that means they expect to get a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right?
They sold out Clemson's Death Valley not too long ago.
Can I just be this? I don't mean to be. I don't care. I mean, I care that they're coming here. I think it's great for the community. I just probably won't partake in Savannah Banana. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something that would excite me.
Maybe if I was like low on potassium.
I should have known this was coming.
Well, typically they like to bring out like a legend in the area to be like a pinch hitter in the game. So like they went to Houston and Andre Johnson came out to be like a pinch hitter.
Okay.
So I'd be curious to see who they bring out.
I saw it on social media. Some people were saying Schott or some, Hayden Schott.
Yeah, people wanted to see Hayden Schott play for the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, at that Clemson State game you mentioned, Reese, they had 81,000 fans there. Had a combined 148,000 fans between 2 games at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, which is the Panthers Stadium. So they're going to sell out Kyle Field.
Yeah. I'm excited about it for the community.
I heard that Manziel guy was a pretty good baseball player.
This is another one. He's busy doing special ops show though. Actually, that was shot a while ago.
Like their wait list is like the equivalent to Packers season tickets, where it's like a very long list.
I guess what I'm more saying about myself is I don't watch the Harlem Globetrotters. I've interviewed them before. They're great.
I watched them when they came to town.
I mean, it's cool. Like I watch it for like 6 minutes, right? But I don't know. But if kids like to go, I'd be all in.
Yeah, it's like a huge deal apparently when they come to state.
You're getting cooked, David, for your take on that. By the way,
I mean, I'm sorry we all have opinions. you guys like to watch Savannah Bananas? I'm sure Bronny and Zane are going to have a post-game show and a pre-game show inside the numbers. I mean, it's cool.
I prefer Chiquita Bananas.
Chiquito, Olin.
Even though.
Sorry.
And then tonight, Texas A&M baseball concludes their fall exhibition with a 12-inning scrimmage against TCU at 6 p.m. at Olson Field. The Aggies used 17 position players and 11 pitchers to outscore Sam Houston 22-7 in 12 innings in their fall scrimmage opener. Admission and parking are free to the public, and concessions will be open.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Reese. Here's my my apologies to the Savannah Bananas.
You're apologizing?
In a way. I'm not that interested in it, but I want to go. So, in fact, Savannah Bananas, why don't we go to 1775 and break some bananas?
I bet they have banana pudding.
Bruh.
At 1775.
Yeah. I bet you they do.
I bet you they do.
And I bet you they need to eat a lot of protein before a big event.
Yeah, protein builds muscle, right? You know that because you're all muscular and eating protein. You know, he likes that succulent brisket and that jalapeno cheese sausage and those pork ribs. That's one of my favorite. He loves the turkey because he gets all the protein without,
Have you ever seen me actually eat turkey?
Yes, I have.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
I mean, I've seen you eat a lot of broccoli as well.
Have you seen me eat ribs?
Yeah, I've seen you eat ribs.
It's interesting you always go to turkey.
Because
you've seen me eat a burger?
I don't know. I've seen you eat a burger.
I don't know why that was so funny. All right, continue on with your spot.
But anyway, you have all that protein, and then you can follow it up. You got to get the queso mac and cheese.
Oh, you have to.
But then you can also follow it up maybe with some
banana bread pudding. Yeah.
I don't know if it's banana bread pudding.
I just made one pudding.
up. I prefer some vanilla wafers in there.
Yeah. Like a Chiquita banana.
Or dough. Or Savannah.
Savannah Bananas. Go to check out 1775. Check out the website as well, 1775txbbq.com, or call them up, 979-492-6241.
It's good.
Hey everyone, it's David and Olin from the Holistic Planning
Cool Zone.
You know, I like when we have the chairs here because I don't feel like I have to do this when we're talking about holistic planning. But they want you to know, TexAgs subscribers, they take care of the TexAgs subscribers.
Oh, absolutely. Take care of everybody.
They want to know that anybody who signs up by November 27, 2025 will receive this awesome offer. If the Aggies beat the Longhorns or win in Austin on November 28, 2025, clients will pay no management fees to Holistic Planning for the entire 2026 calendar year.
That's free.
It's free 99. Actually, just free.
All you got to do is beat Texas. Well, it's not if they beat Texas. It's when they beat Texas.
When. And when you go to holisticplanning.com, you're going to love Holistic Planning. So it is holisticplanning.com. Check out the website and take advantage of this awesome offer.
What is up with human beings being so upset with me for not being interested in watching, it's like watching wrestling. I'm just not interested. Sorry, Savannah Banana guys.
Oh, I know you're interested in wrestling.
No, I'm not.
Oh, come on.
I'm interested in 80s wrestling, like when I was a kid.
I have a hard time.
I watched the UFC. All right, buddy.
I have a hard time to believe you weren't into like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, in 1984.
or
in 84,
Macho Man Savage.
Oh, ooh, yeah,
See?
brother.
Macho Man Nuño.
Heck yeah, I had the purple shirt that had his shades on there. I did. But that was 40 years ago. I'm a grown man. And yes, my kids are too old.
I loved wrestling. Fritz von Erich, the master of the Iron Claw.
Were you a big fan of Sting? That was probably a little after.
Yeah, I didn't really get into the Police. I thought their music was a little too subdued for me.
Yeah.
I mean, hearing a guy go Roxanne over and over just isn't my thing.
He still looks kind of young though, doesn't he? I feel like I've seen Sting recently.
Really?
He's still with us, right? I hope he hasn't died. Am I wrong about this?
No, I don't know.
Anyway, I'm excited that the Savannah Bananas are coming.
When are they going to be here?
May 2nd, 2026.
I think it's great for Kyle Field. I think it's great for people from Houston, Austin. That's all great. I'm just not interested in it. That's it.
No, I think it's great because anytime, even if it's not my thing, there's more opportunities to do things in College Station. I think it's a good thing. So welcome in Savannah Bananas. I think they should be serving banana daiquiris at the
I just spilled a bug on the desk. I felt like Mr. Miyagi there.
Yeah. You think you can take care of the mouse?
No, man. I haven't been back to my office in 3 days because there's a mouse in here. That's a fact. I haven't worked in there.
Leave you on mouse.
You know that yesterday there was a gentleman who needed to work from an office? I'll give you my office. So I'm not going in there.
So yesterday there was a wasp. And the bug, not a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, but there was a wasp in the office. And the girls are asking Luke to kill it. And Luke is trying to sneak up on him. He's like this, I said, damn it, Luke. And I just walked up and went, that's how you take care of
That's how you take care of a wasp.
Come on, Luke.
Shall we talk some football a little bit this
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we got to get back on the rails.
We did get off the rails. It wasn't my fault. And people are really passionate on the YouTube page.
They are.
What did David Edmonds say, who has to always make himself part of the show?
Yeah.
And we appreciate it.
He had a few things to say. First off, he said, Nuño, what is wrong with you? Bananas are the best, family friendly. And then he said, Nuño needs to take his whole family to the bananas. I guarantee you will have a good time. If you don't, I will cover your price of all the tickets.
Wow.
Okay.
Man.
How about this? No. I'm good. If my kids were interested, if my kids were, you took your kids to see you took Quinn to see the Wiggles.
Yeah,
okay?
when he was
right. I think that would
money
be
well spent. He had a great
yes.
time.
Anything your kid. I just know my children. They're good.
He said, "I dare you to go to the bananas and not have a good time, and not have a good time."
I probably would have a good time. They're awesome at what they do.
Yeah.
But
I like banana splits.
I mean, for instance, the opera. Not interested. They're amazing. Okay, my mom was an opera singer.
Really?
Yeah, she was. In Cuba and in the Houston Grand Opera. I'm not into it. Not my thing.
I'm not trying to be funny. I didn't know opera was a thing in Cuba.
Yeah.
I had no idea. The things you learn on this show.
She's amazing at it. Like, she can still sing, but not I'd watch her.
Yeah.
Not interested in going to the opera. I'm not in I went to Broadway.
What if she did it on stilts in a yellow costume, in a yellow uniform?
She's 85. I don't think it would
That'd
work.
make it even better.
I went to Broadway and watched a few shows. Channel 13 sent me there years back. It was awesome. Wouldn't do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things you can appreciate. Okay, cool.
That's right. Yeah, the bananas are welcome.
Yeah, I'll go. All right. If David Edmonds is going to pay for it, get me a box, and have all my food taken care of and my kids, we'll absolutely go. Dave, thank you.
But if you have to pay if you like it,
I hated it. It was
if
terrible.
you like it,
I'm not in. I'm good. I'm busy. Is it May 7th, May 10th? May whatever
2nd.
day it is?
May
yeah,
2nd.
You got to come up with fork over the bread.
What I got Aggie
banana
baseball?
bread.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not that week.
They do actually play.
Okay.
I think Auburn, but I think
That'd be a great day.
I think the times are still to be
You know
determined.
what? Maybe they would bring in Nuño as the guest pinch hitter.
People have been pleading for you to be the guest pinch hitter.
Let me tell you, if I got that call, or if you get that call, I'll tell you the amount of training we're going to start doing. 4 a.m. wake-ups. We're going to the batting cage. We're eating right, OB. We're doing it all right.
What does eating right have to do with?
It's a mindset. How you do one thing is how you do it all.
Babe Ruth was a fat ass. What does eating right have to do with hitting the baseball?
What has happened to this show?
I like a Baby Ruth, by the way.
I've got to get one football thought, all right?
Yeah, let's get to football.
All right. You did your matchups, okay? I was going to go through several people on this list. I'm just going to go through one on this list, okay, because we're so late.
Okay.
Jaden Baugh. B-A-U-G-H.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Look, had 107 yards rushing last week against Texas. He's had, so far this year, 12 runs of 10 yards or more, which maybe doesn't sound that impressive, except it ranks among like the top 5 in the SEC. He's had 396 yards rushing this year. 265 of those have come after contact. So he has big playability, and he's a tough runner. And he sets up a really nice matchup, I'll say, against Torian York, because Torian York in the inside linebacker is a guy that's going to be probably having to tackle him a lot because, like I said earlier, he ran for a lot of those yards between the tackles. Mm-hmm. Look for that inside linebacker, but it's really the whole Texas A&M defense. And, let's face it, they're playing really good run defense since the second half and one play of the UTSA game. I know you know this.
I do.
But it's one of those things that maybe you forget until you're reminded. 3 of A&M's opponents have been held to 78 yards rushing or less.
Oh, that's so good. I love to hear that.
And Notre Dame had like 128, which is actually
below
pretty good considering what Notre Dame has. So I think that's a heck of a matchup. I'll say Torian York, but of course we mean the A&M run defense against Jaden Baugh, and of course that entire Florida running offense.
I'll read this before we hit a break. David, I feel like, this is from Frank, by the way. Frank, what up? I feel like Florida will focus on Marcel's running attack because last year, which this should open up the play action for us. So hopefully Marcel can hit a deep pass for once this year. I also think one of the beauties of what we've seen from Marcel is that he hasn't had to run.
Right. And that, Elko talked about that this week, that I don't know that they want him to run as much. But in this game, man, if it's there, just be who you were last year.
Yep.
We knew that Marcel was going to be a good quarterback on the second play of the game last year when A&M had back-to-back penalties. Oh, gosh, I don't want to bring that up. But they had back-to-back penalties, and they're looking at 2nd and 21. And what does Marcel do? He avoids a blitzer. He jukes a guy and then jukes another guy and then makes his way down the sideline, picks up 31 yards and first down. You're thinking, okay, this Marcel Reed, they might have something here.
As we hit a break, can you read Chase and Houston's text?
Looked like they were slipping on bananas.
And I don't know what it says. I'm just assuming it's good because it's Chase and Houston.
Chase and Houston said, I'd rather watch the WNBA than the bananas.
Hey, folks.
Okay.
Let's not go there.
Wow.
I think I'd rather watch the bananas. If you're looking for real, I should probably say the Savannah bananas. I
would rather watch bananas at HEB, sitting there.
Mr. Charles.
Turning brown.
6 minutes late for the break. If you're looking for real peace of mind when it comes to your money, check out Aggie-owned Paragon Financial Advisors. They're an independent fiduciary serving clients all across Texas. No sales pitches, no commissions, just honest financial planning and investment management. And what really sets them apart is the over 9 CFPs, the CFA, and the CPA on staff. These folks take their credentials seriously, and they work tirelessly to help build you a future that you can feel great about. Go to paragon-adv.com or give them a call at 979-693-3907. Schedule your free consultation today. It's Paragon Financial Advisors, integrity, expertise, and trust. Paragon Financial Advisors.
Let's talk a little Snaps clothing. David Nuño here, and I love wearing Snaps clothing everywhere. I've got the flannel on right now. You've seen me in the Tailgater collection with the A&M gear. It is fantastic. If you see me around town with my sons, Christian and Cruz, they've got a bunch of Snaps gear. When they have big games for Consol, they wear nice clothes, so they wear their Snap stuff. And I'm telling you, with baseball season here, let's all kind of go looking stylish and fit to the games. They're at Olsen wearing the Snaps clothing. As a reminder, they are the only official licensed Texas A&M Pearl Snaps maker out there. Their Tailgater collection is built for game day with breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics to keep you comfortable while you rep your Aggies in style. Now, whether you're watching the game from home or maybe you're in attendance, you're tailgating, whatever it may be, you got to make sure you head to snapsclothing.com to see everything they have to offer. It is fashionable, it is awesome, and you're going to love it. Go ahead.
This is just to taunt me right here. I was talking about how rocks, that's just not my thing, hearing Sting go rocks, and then of course they bring it back as a bumper music. Somebody's got a problem with me back at Brian Broadcasting.
Yes, they do. They do. And you know what, Riley? Good job. It's TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're in the Rollo Insurance Studios to Go Hour, presented by The Warehouse at CC Creations. It is time now for Pick 6, presented by Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports. You pick more than or less than the stat projections. And by the way, if you go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs, you're going to get yourself hooked up. You'll get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. Reese Nygren at the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. I don't know what accent that was. Center. Buddy, give us some games.
So the first game up is the second best game going on this weekend in the Dallas area, the Red River rivalry, as number 6 Oklahoma plays Texas at the Cotton Bowl at 2:30 on ABC. Texas 1.5-point favorites.
What's Texas ranked?
They are not.
Oh, imagine that.
So, OB, you gave us some information, I think it was on the air, tell me if I'm wrong, about OU's defense.
No, it was off the air.
Off the air. So they're second in the country in sacks. They lead the Power 4 in pass blitz rate. But some of the teams they've played are not the most offensive teams, right?
In total offense, Michigan, now they're 35th.
Okay.
But they played Illinois State, which is an FCS team, so that doesn't really matter. They played Temple, which is 97th in the nation in total offense. Auburn is 107th. Of course, they also played A&M, and A&M held Auburn to 110 yards less than Oklahoma did. And they played Kent State, which is 135th in the nation. So 4 of their 5 opponents are, let's face it, offensively challenged. So, the defense looks really good, but is it a mirage?
So who are you taking?
What's the line?
1.5 in favor of Texas.
I think I'm taking Oklahoma, especially since I feel Mateer may play.
Was listed as probable on yesterday's injury.
Yeah, I think.
Could that be gamesmanship?
It could be.
I think.
And I think Michael Hawkins, as bad as he was last year with Brett Arbuckle, whatever his name is, he might be a better version. Like, they just had no offensive identity.
Well, apparently, according to people who watched Oklahoma-Kent State last week, he didn't look all that great.
Oh, well.
I'm going to tell you this, and just to be fair and everything. Look, from all those years when I covered Texas, I was in Austin and things, I learned that the one time Texas is most dangerous is when everyone doubts them and is dismissing them and all that. And all that said, I'm taking Oklahoma.
I'm taking Oklahoma.
Next game up, number 8 Alabama heads to Missouri to take on the number 14 Tigers at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Alabama 3-point favorites.
I hope Missouri wins because, A&M's got to play them anyway, so play them when they're highest ranked. So when you win, it means even more. And that I'm taking Alabama. Missouri has probably played an easier schedule than Oklahoma has.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Alabama because here's an interesting part of this. Alabama struggles stopping the run. Missouri is great at the run.
Against the competition.
But I do think Ahmad Hardy looks like a legit player. I do. I think so. I'm still taking Alabama in this one.
The next game up, the number 10 Georgia Bulldogs head to Jordan-Hare Stadium to face the Auburn Tigers at 6:30 on Saturday. Georgia is 3.5-point favorites.
Georgia has screwed me all season long. Okay?
All right.
Because they're not the team. You have a joke coming?
No.
I see a grin.
No.
I see a grin. I probably should stop. I should probably know what's coming. I'm going to go Georgia again. I think Auburn, even though they played teams tight, I think they're going to lose by a touchdown.
I'm going to take Auburn. What the heck? I'm in last place anyway.
This is true.
You know what? I tell everybody, if you want to get rich.
Weren't you in first place after a week one?
No.
Oh.
I've won before, but this year I'm having a bad year. I'm like Eli Manning. I mean, not Eli Manning.
Arch Manning?
I'm calling everybody Eli today. Arch Manning. But
The Book of Eli.
Good movie. Like I said, I'm in last, but I was 4-2 last week, so maybe I'm getting on a roll. And that said, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to take the Auburn Tigers in 3.5 points.
A Big Ten matchup is number 7 Indiana goes to number 2 Oregon at 2:30 on CBS. Oregon is 7.5-point favorites.
My guy, Fernando Mendoza, never met him, but he's definitely my guy, part of my community. We like music. I'm going to go...
His mom's an opera singer, I heard.
It probably wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to go Oregon. I don't care that Indiana looks better. I think Oregon is significantly better.
Yeah, especially at Autzen Stadium, tough place to play. I'll go with the Ducks. Whack.
The next game up is another ranked Big Ten matchup as the number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes head to Illinois to face the number 17 Fighting Illini at 11 on Saturday. Ohio State 14.5 point favorites.
Illinois got bamboozled by Indiana.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State is going to beat Indiana. So we do the little, what do they call that? Transitive property?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that, Ohio State wins by more than 14.5.
You know, I once covered a Illinois-Ohio State game in which Illinois won in Columbus. They had a quarterback, Juice Williams.
Juice Williams, yeah, I remember.
They don't have that kind of juice. I'm going to take Ohio State.
Do they have a Bronco?
Huh?
Go ahead.
And then the last one, the Florida Gators coming to Kyle Field to take on.
Took a minute.
No, he's at Utah State.
The Florida Gators come to Kyle Field to take on the number 5 Texas A&M Aggies at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Texas A&M 7.5 point favorites.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm picking A&M to win 34-24. So that'd be
10.
I'll have to take the Aggies.
I think A&M wins by a touchdown, right under that.
So you're going Florida.
Half point.
I'm
going Florida with A&M victory.
Do they backdoor cover?
Ooh.
I've been the victim of many backdoor covers.
I think, this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to be up 7. They're going to be driving with a couple minutes left, and they're just going to kneel it and call it a day. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
So A&M wins by 7.
I think that could possibly happen. I do believe the more astute coach, and Elko should do this, even if they're driving with a 7-point lead, I think he should kick a field goal if he has that opportunity to cover. Help your fans make money so they can then give more money to your collectives or whatever you call them these days. I think Eli Drinkwitz. I finally got an Eli right.
Yeah.
I think Eli Drinkwitz did that against A&M last year. Remember, he kicked a field goal just to cover.
I like Eli. I
do too.
I like him. He's very likable. He asked Kalen DeBoer.
I won't like him in a couple of weeks.
No. In that week, he's probably going to suck. Anyway,
that was hilarious what you were going to tell
about. He went on the conference call and asked Kalen DeBoer if he was going to wear the black, not hoodie. What is it?
It's a black hoodie.
Black hoodie.
He's like almost undefeated with the black hoodie, which is interesting because what color does Missouri wear?
Black.
So he's going to. I mean, you're not supposed to wear the team colors of the opponent. I know that because Aggies were yelling at me.
Oh, I saw. Somebody got really mad at you.
Because I was wearing a green shirt at Notre Dame.
Yeah. Olin, what the heck, bro? Come on, man.
They don't get it is that I never think about what color the other team's wearing when I'm grabbing something to put on.
Way late for a break. Tell me about Duck Camp. Your favorite. Okay, you can't choose the hat. You've already chosen the hat.
Oh, I should have worn the hat today.
The hoodie?
I liked that hoodie that I was wearing yesterday.
Fish shirt?
Or I guess it was 2 days ago I was wearing the hoodie. And I had that fish shirt yesterday. I like it all. I even like the T-shirt. Just Duck Camp on. They look good.
Yeah.
If I wasn't fat, I'd wear them more often.
Yeah.
You
can get a bigger size.
I'm halfway to a washboard stomach. I got a wash tub stomach. Halfway there.
Essential hoodie is awesome. The Scout shorts are great. The lightweight fishing shirt is great. And of course, that performance hoodie, breathable, quick drying, and made to battle the 100-degree heat. Whether you're gearing up for a hunt, a fishing trip, or just trying to survive a hot day at Kyle Field.
You like that blue one you were wearing.
I like them all. There isn't one I don't wear. Check it out at duckcamp.com. Built for the outdoors and designed for everything else. Hey friends, David Nuño here for Prize Picks. They're back on TexAgs, prizepicks.com/TexAgs. Use the code TexAgs to get $50 once you play in $5 lineups. And Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Football season's here, basketball coming up, baseball, you name it. You go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs and start having some fun watching sports, making some money on there. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Remember, they'll give you $50 in lineups once you play $5 lineups on Prize Picks. And they have the new thing. It's called It's Good to Be Right campaign, and they're kicking off the upcoming NFL season with their bold new campaign, It's Good to Be Right. The seasonal long push celebrates the thrills of getting it right, from the perfect prediction to winning your Prize Picks lineups. Prize Picks is good to be right. This song also sucks. What are you doing?
I'm chair dancing.
Hey, Riley, put the music back up. I want to see this dance you were doing. What the heck? You look like Donkey Kong, like the video game.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Oh, is that what you were going for?
The Donkey Kong.
Oh my! Do it again. Come on. Oh my God!
It's Friday. We're off the rails. And I know Liucci's going to be talking crap on me.
He's probably not listening.
They were calling me the walrus last week because my picks were so bad.
Hey, let's do Bank on It, presented by Vera Bank. Authentic, relationship-based banking built for real life. Go see Joel Jackson and the team. Learn more at verabank.com. What is your bank?
You know what? I'm banking on Marcel Reed to have perhaps his best, not most yardage, perhaps his best game of the season. I think there's some, he showed what he's capable of. Florida, like I said, I want to see a updated version of that. I think I'm going to see him do a little running, do a little passing, hitting KC. They're going to get down tonight.
I knew that was coming. I think we're going to see that.
Actually, tomorrow night.
We're going to see that deep pass that we're talking about.
Well, there you go.
We're going to see it, and we're going to see it in the first quarter. So you're kind of reminiscent of the Florida game in Gainesville.
That's what I was. Yeah. Cyrus Allen.
Yeah.
Cyrus
I think
Allen
we're going to see that.
60.
But this time it's going to be
Bussy.
You think it'll be Bussy?
I think.
Okay. I was going to say KC, but I'll take Bussy. I'll take them all.
KC and the goal line band.
My voice went really high on that one. OB, thank you for the Donkey Kong dance. I appreciate that. The mouth you did. What was it? Oh my. Overbite. We'll be back with SEC Mike, and I'm sure some really calm, cool takes. That and more. It's TexAgs Live.
I want to.
All right, we're back here on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Hour number 2 of the program. Should have SEC Mike at some point, I think. We'll see. He's not here with us right now. So what did Todd Roper just say on the YouTube page? Don't read it out loud, but I've got to go back and check out his channel activity.
Interesting statement.
Interesting statement. I'd like to know where he went to school. Anyway, he spoke poorly of one of our great friends and guests on the program. Anyway, can you give me a message or a text that is not about Bananarama or Banana Savannas, whatever they're called? Savannah Bananas. Sorry, I don't mean to disrespect there. I was actually told about their mission, which is awesome. So I love that. That part is cool.
We have a text from John in Cyprus saying, Elko is going to play keep away from Lagway. We will run the ball as much as possible to own the clock. This will not be a big quarterback game. Interesting, but I know that Florida likes to, well, let me rephrase this. Florida has not been that for the most part this season, but that is their secret sauce. So let's go to the Buppy's Catering and Bartending Hotline. SEC Mike here on the program. Michael Bratton, how are you, sir?
Hey, doing great, David. Nice to see that you've recovered from that cake. That put you down for a little while, huh?
It did. Buddy, I highly... what's the word I'm looking for? Discourage you from ever eating an entire cake, even for a bet. It was the worst. During the process, it sucked. How are things with you, buddy?
Oh, man, we're doing great. And, hey, if I could share something with your audience real quick, I think they'd love this. This is, believe it or not, David, we had a listener, shout out Tristan. He's an Aggie. Okay. This is the American flag that they flew over Notre Dame when Texas A&M went up there and beat them. So that's the coolest thing anyone's ever sent us, and I just thought your audience would appreciate that.
Holy smokes. So how did you ask questions? How did you get it, man?
I mean, he's just a loyal listener to the show. He's been listening to us for years. He's actually sent us all kinds of, he's the one that sent us our Aggie towel. Yeah, we didn't ask for it, but he sent it to us, and he sent confirmation. He's in the Marine Corps, so thank you for your service, Tristan. But he sent that to us, and I don't know. I just think that's the coolest thing that anyone's ever sent us.
Shout out to Tristan! Wow, man. I hope you listen to TexAgs too sometimes. SEC Mike, let's get into it, man. I look at your power rankings and your quarterback rankings. I don't have a major problem with them. I think A&M should be higher, but I also know that you go into it kind of on feel for the week.
Right.
So just, what was it, A&M number 7, I believe, and I think Oklahoma 8, if I remember correctly. Tell me your why behind it.
Well, for each one, I would say A&M. Again, I know the final score. You know, they dominated Mississippi State if you just want to look at that, but I mean, I believe the score was 7-3 in the third quarter and deep into the third quarter. You know, again, and also I think when you just look at something like that and you're like, ugh, he must hate the Aggies and things of that nature. I don't know that there's much of a separation between 1 and 7 this season in the SEC, but A&M, if they could put it all together, they could be number 1. I firmly believe that. I had them as a preseason playoff team. I still think they're going to make the playoff. And I don't think there's going to be 7 teams in the SEC who make the playoff, but I don't see a consistent team. You know, it's for one drive they look amazing, and then maybe 2 or 3 drives they don't, and it's just it just keeps. After 6 games of this, I mean, it's kind of they are who they are at this point. So they can get a lot better. I think there's a lot more meat on the bone, so to speak. I do love the defense, how they're coming together, but I don't know, just some inconsistent play, and particularly with Marcel Reed, who his accuracy is all over the place. Down the field is really bad. He's thrown more uncatchable passes than any quarterback in the SEC, according to my friend SEC StatCat, who judges all these things. So that's not to say like he's awful and horrible and they need to bench him, because I think without him, I don't think they're undefeated. Without him, they don't beat Notre Dame. Shout out this flag. So again, he's got it in him, and he's played a lot better this season than he did last year. But he's going to have to play a lot better, I think, to beat some of these teams on the road, LSU, Missouri, and Texas.
So let me ask you this. Who has been consistent then? Like, have you seen 4 consistent quarters from Alabama, from the teams you had in front of them, Georgia? Because I by the way, I kind of understand where I do understand, not kind of. But I think if you watch those games against Auburn and Mississippi State, while the score was close, the game didn't feel close in either of them. I mean, the defense really choked out both teams.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. And what were we saying the first, 3 games of the season? Man, where's this defense at? So they have corrected that. The first couple of weeks it was, man, this offense is insane. And now that's kind of, again, it's not bad, but it's just not where it was a couple of weeks ago. So we got to see the whole program be a little bit more consistent, in my opinion. Again, they did dominate the final score. That's all anybody really cares about. That's all anyone should care about. But Mississippi State was a team that had played 6 games in 6 weeks, and I think it was clear as day that they gave A&M a good fight, and then once it started going downhill on them, I mean, it was like a snowball. It just that was a team that was tapping out, and that's a credit to A&M for making them tap out. That these SEC teams don't tap out on their own.
Hi, Billy.
What's up, Mike? What's up, David?
Hey, what's up, Billy?
Nothing. I've been listening. Like, I get what you're saying. You could rank them 1 to. That's what's so fun about the SEC this year. My one thing I'd say about A&M, and like it doesn't matter, right? But they got a big test this weekend that we're going to talk about here in a second. But if they beat Florida, I think you could put A&M's resume up against anyone in college football. Right now, I think Miami's resume is tougher when you add in the same Florida team and the same Notre Dame team that Miami played. If you do that, I think A&M's resume will go up against anyone's. And just like I'm with you. The offense, that's my concern as they play a tough Florida defense this weekend, is they can't go through this long look, they moved the ball against State. They moved the ball against Auburn the entire game. But you can't go on these droughts where you don't cross the goal line. That's not going to cut it eventually. And so you worry about that with Florida's defense. But that said, to me, Mississippi State, like, they could have, should have, would have beat Tennessee a week earlier. They had them on the ropes. They you watch that game, they played them off their feet. A&M went on a 28-0 run to put that game away, 28-3. That's the same Mississippi State team that beat number 21 Arizona State. And if you compare if you watch the OU Auburn game and the A&M Auburn game, one team looked like that they were just playing with their food, and the other one was in a dogfight that you couldn't tell which team was better. That's kind of where I'm looking at it now, but I'm with you. The entire – I think there was 10 teams that could have won, that could have feel good about or decent about going to Atlanta last weekend. I think that number still might be at 10. And maybe it's at 9 minus Texas. But even if they win this week, but even if they win this weekend, they're going to go, hey, we're still in it. I want to ask you, though, about the Florida Gators, what they accomplished last weekend, and how much do you think that victory, was that a one-off? Does that have to do with Texas being bad, Mike? Does that have to do with Florida figuring it out and they're going to be the team everybody thought they were, or do you think that was a one-off at home?
Well, I think Saturday's performance, that was the Florida I thought we were getting.
Yeah.
Now, I would say maybe the defense is a little bit even better than I anticipated, but it's that offense that was a travesty. I picked Texas to go down there and shut out Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how poor Florida had looked on the offensive side of the football against Miami, against LSU, and even against South Florida. So where in the world that Texas performance came from, I'm not 100% sure. But I think the guy to watch, and I'm sure you guys are well aware of this guy now, but Dallas Wilson, the 5-star freshman for Florida, he was all camp. They were saying this guy's insane. He was the MVP of the spring game. He had like 10 catches for 200 yards. And I've heard nothing but great things. He's missed the entire season up until Texas. And not only did he play, he was a star. And they said, well, he's starting. And I was like, it's very rare in this conference. You miss the first month as a true freshman, and they just insert you back into the starting lineup against a top 10 opponent. Dallas Wilson is incredible. Maybe he was the missing ingredient. I think that's a one-off for a freshman to come in and dominate. If he does it against A&M, he may be in the conversation for literally the best receiver in this conference. So he's one to watch. DJ Lagway played his best game. But I say all that to say this. Florida, 0-13 on the road against ranked teams under Billy Napier. They're 4-13 on the road under Billy Napier during his time there, and they're 0-2 on the road this season. I don't think Florida's got any shot to walk into College Station and come away with the win this weekend.
Damn it, Mike. Damn you. But I do think, here's the way I've looked at it, is everything you can say good about Florida and why I think A&M should be should respect what's coming in here, and every reason why I think the fans should be leery about assuming anything. Everything you say about Florida, you could say about A&M. Really good defense, great lines of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, really strong up front in the trenches. NFL running back, momentum. I think A&M checks that momentum. Okay, yeah, we've had it for weeks, and we're playing at home. Coaching, Elko, Napier. Napier's really hungry. Elko's done a tremendous job this year. I think everything you can say, and then quarterback. Lagway's dangerous. He scares defenses. So does Marcel Reed. And Reed's been far more consistent this year. So if I'm taking off Florida looked good against Texas. If they come in here with that. I just think this is going to be another dogfight, but I think A&M, whatever you want to sell me on Florida, you can sell me just a little bit more on A&M. I think, though, both defenses are really good, so this Aggie offense is going to have to show up tomorrow.
Well, and I also think, I'm taking some heat for this take, but I think Texas got their kind of welcome to the SEC moment last week in the swamp. Now, I know this is year 2, and heck, they were whooping everybody last year, right? Well, you look at who they played on the road. They played Vanderbilt. They had more fans there than Vanderbilt. They played 11 a.m. at Arkansas. The only tough road game they played was at A&M, and that place, you guys know better than I. It was a madhouse down there. A&M got stuffed, I believe, on the goal line, and after that, I think they quieted the crowd, and they kind of took them right out of it. Mm-hmm. It was the exact opposite. Florida jumped on them early. The fans, the players, the media, they've all said, good night. We didn't know what we were getting into in the swamp. I think last week was Texas. Welcome to the SEC moment. You ain't in the Big 12 anymore.
Let's talk about Texas for a second, because I've said that all along. That schedule, actually, that was my number one sticking point, is you don't understand these venues in the Southeastern Conference. What did you think of and by the way, they better watch out when they go to play the team A&M just played, when they go to Starkville, Mississippi, and deal with those cowbells. That's another one that I don't think their fans are even looking at and considering as a potential loss right now. What did you think of Steve Sarkisian's comments this week of 135 other teams? I'd like to see them go down there to the swamp. South Florida is 3 weeks ago. Your arch rival went down there last year and beat the brakes off of them in A&M. So, what were your thoughts when you hear a head coach start saying stuff like that this early in the season?
Yeah, I didn't realize Steve Sarkisian was Alex Golish's agent, but maybe he is. Golish doing a great job this season down in South Florida. But excuses. This is a guy that he's running out of answers here, right? Because I heard he had God's gift to football as quarterback. Doesn't look like it. They don't need to splurge in the portal to get some offensive line help. Certainly looks like they do now. So. Yeah, this is 100% on Sarkisian, and yes, Arch Manning has not looked near as good as he was hyped up to be. But when I watch him, I still see the talent there. I still think he's capable of being a really good quarterback. But they're not helping him out with the play calling. They're not helping him out certainly with the offensive line. I'm not sitting here just trying to make excuses for him, but I think he'll rebound and do better, but that's on Sarkisian. He's got to put him in a better spot and help out a young quarterback, and it seems like he's not making the adjustments he needs to on offense to help out Arch, and that's on Sarkisian.
Talking to SEC Mike here on TexAgs Live. Mike, I'm having a hard time figuring out Missouri personally, because I love Ahmad Hardy. I think he's fantastic. Bo Perbula's playing great, but then I think about who they've played, and I'm like, but are they great? And I look at Bama, who struggled so much in week 1, but since then, Ty Simpson has been legit. How does this game play out considering Hardy looks great and Bama's had a hard time stopping the run, but I don't know who Missouri's played?
Yeah, no, I think that's 100% fair, David, and I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I don't think Missouri's going to have a ton of success stopping Ty Simpson and this Alabama receiving core, which I think is probably the best in the conference if we're going 3 deep, not 2 deep. 2 deep's in College Station, of course, but I think Alabama's going to find a lot of success. I think Missouri's going to have to get after Ty Simpson. That's going to be their best defense. They've got some elite pass rushers that they got out of the portal, both of them actually from Georgia. And what do you know? Georgia can't get to the passer this year.
Yeah,
so
wow.
Shout out Missouri there. Hardy, he's number 1 in the SEC. He's number 1 in the nation in rushing. So he's a little bowling ball. And they got Jamal Roberts, too, is another good running back at Missouri. But I think the key to the game will be Bo Prabula. They're going to force him to beat him. He's in a really good dual threat option at quarterback for Missouri. I like Missouri to beat Alabama by double digits. I think this is the biggest game in Missouri football history, at least as long as they've been in the Southeastern Conference. And I think this is the SEC grind. I do think I got Alabama number 1 in the power rankings. I think they're very good, but I think Missouri is about equal as good. And Bama's coming off Georgia, Vanderbilt. They got Tennessee next week. I think this is the SEC now. You look great one week, you lose the next, you can look great again. I mean, I think it's just going to be up and down like that.
Missouri laying there in Columbia off of a bye week. They have not left their campus this year. We are in mid-October. It's the most ridiculous thing. There's part of me that I'm sitting here going, do they deserve to be talked about yet? But I agree, Mike. I don't think double digits. But I'm feeling upset this weekend, and I think then they will deserve to be talked about because right now, Alabama looks like, if not the best team in the conference, one of the top 3 right now for sure. But I don't think they've just flipped a switch and erased everything that was problematic against Florida State. I do think offensively they kind of have, and getting Jam Miller back helps a lot, and they're rolling. I think it's a shootout. I think it might be the most entertaining game of the weekend. But Texas got a taste of, like, this is what the SEC grind is. Hopefully Florida's about to get a taste of that. They're familiar with it, but they've been battling. And then that big win, now here's your reward. You get to go to Kyle Field and play at night. Bama went Georgia. They went a revenge game against Diego Pavia at Vandy. They're going to Columbia, Missouri, which it's a loud environment. It is not the same as playing in Athens and Tuscaloosa in back-to-back weeks where you think you're at the Coliseum in Rome. And then they've got Tennessee, Mike, the week after. So when you look at all that, I think it sets up as the ultimate trap game, and especially when Missouri gets to scheme up and game plan for an extra couple days in prep for that. I'm with you. I think it's an upset. I think it'll change up what everyone's talking about in the SEC this weekend. So will that game. All right, before we talk Florida A&M prediction and Texas OU, is there any other – do you have any other game on upset alert in the conference?
Auburn, Georgia, maybe?
Yeah, and I like Auburn to knock off Georgia, believe it or not. And this is not – the Georgia of old. I think we look at that logo and we say, wow, I mean, come on. Yeah. They always beat Auburn. They always beat these teams. But I'm very suspect of the Georgia defense right now. Again, I'm not saying they're awful or anything, but we got to look past the logo. Tennessee went up and down the field on them. Bama did it for the entire first half. And heck, even Kentucky found a little bit of success. But Kentucky, I think, is just awful. So I think Auburn, they look awful on offense, right? I think that had more to do with A&M and defense. I think that had more to do with Oklahoma defense and playing on the road. They get this one at home. I think it'll be a different story. Auburn, 3 of 28 on third down in Southeastern Conference play this year. That's a credit to those defenses they played. But I don't think Georgia can get after them, quite like A&M, quite like Oklahoma. So as long as Auburn has some success on first down, got to get Cam Coleman more involved. I like Auburn. I'm not super confident about it because I think Hugh Freeze is a complete fraud as an SEC coach. But I think Auburn does have a really good roster. If they don't win this one, I don't think Hugh Freeze is the coach in 2 weeks.
So, Mike, we're up against the break, so let's get to some predictions. And Billy, I know you'll weigh in on this. How does this A&M-Florida game play out?
This is my lock of the week. Come on. What are we doing here? A&M 24, Florida 13. I think it was a complete one-off last week with Florida.
Okay. I'll take that, by the way. Moving on to up north, the Red River shootout up in Dallas, or rivalry, whatever they're politically calling it now. Texas OU. John Mateer now probable. That tells me he's probably been practicing, which I think that's my whole thing. That had to be necessary. What's your pick in this one? Who do you got winning?
I had Texas winning it. Backs against the wall. Season's done. If they lose this game, then the injury report comes out.
Yeah,
I'm switching it. Give me Oklahoma. I don't think they could be beat with John Mateer as long as he's 80% or better.
I am too. And by the way, I still think OU, even with that win, would be a 3-loss team. I think they're about to get hit across the face with the SEC grind, just like they did. They got the roughest schedule hand entering the league. More tough than Texas, more tough than A&M did back in 2012 or Missouri. OU got it bad. I look at that schedule. I still see 3 losses on there somewhere, but I don't think it starts on Saturday in Dallas. I think they win a rock fight.
Mike, great stuff, brother. Thanks so much for making time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. See you.
SEC Mike there on the Bubby's Catering and Bartending Hotline. Hit a break. We'll come back. Billy and David for the next 40 minutes or so. Right now, Rollo Insurance Group, they build lasting relationships through education. They want you to understand what you're paying for and the why behind it so you can make informed decisions when you're getting the right insurance for your family. They will provide everything from home to auto to business to specialty coverage. And they're independent agents. They provide a tailored option specific to your needs. They take time to explain everything in plain language, ensuring you're never left wondering about your coverage. And they want to empower you to make these informed decisions. Many clients do discover better options just because they are now educated on it, and they want to take great care of you folks. They got 60 offices in the great state of Texas, but their headquarters is right here in College Station on Highway 6. Visit them at rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs. That is rolloinsurance.com/TexAgs, or call them up. 888-44-ROLLO. That is 888-44-ROLLO. I love Riley at the Zone, but the songs she's picking today, my goodness. What's that song called again?
It's like Hands Clap by...
And I'll let my hands clap. Burr, 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 burr. That song sucks. It's TexAgs Live.
Fan.
We are presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio. It's hour number 2 of the program. As you can see, just me. But I hear him. He's coming. Let's go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. Reese Nygren, I'm sure you got a message or two about the last segment.
Well, I actually have a question for the two of y'all.
But I ask you why.
David Nuño. So Texas A&M schedule, they play 3 straight home games, and then they play 3 straight road games.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to make a schedule, a 6-game schedule, 3 home, 3 away, how would you make the schedule?
6, okay.
What does that even mean? Are you asking like
the
if
format?
he was a commissioner or what would you prefer?
2-1, 2-1, something like that.
Would you be in favor of the 3 straight home games and then 3 straight road games?
I like a little more balance in my schedule.
That's fair.
I don't know and I think you can have 2 home games.
Yeah.
And then an away, and then flip it. I'd be fine with that.
It seems a lot of teams are getting that this year. I mean, Texas has it kind of in the opposite. I'm trying to think when their first SEC, because of OU, their first SEC home game's not for. I think they may even be on the road again next week. I'm not positive of that, but they might be. Whereas A&M, to go with that bye week in there, it's like it's kind of a double-edged sword because you want the bye week. If you're Mike Elko and A&M, you don't want 3 straight road games in the SEC. That would be sick. That's going to be 5 straight SEC games, 5 weeks, 5 games. Then you get the bye. I don't think what you'd want is your 6th game in 6 weeks being on the road at Missouri. Yeah. So that bye week is a great thing, except what it does is it means between this Saturday and South Carolina, between games, it's 4 games, but it is 5 weeks from tomorrow until the next time the fans get to come to Kyle Field and watch the Aggies. So I think that's poor scheduling. And I know there's some really, when you go to 16 and you're trying to make it all fit, not everybody gets screwed in some way in the eyes of the fan or the athletic department, but a lot of teams are. It's not exclusive to A&M. But I do think when you look at the Aggie schedule, or even what I'm talking about with Texas, and there's others, I'm sure, when there's that much imbalance, you have to go, wait. Okay, let's rewind this a step and try to fix these 4-team schedules. Because 5 weeks between home games is too much. And, Missouri, okay, Mizzou, you're going to play. You're not leaving Columbia in the non-conference. We're not going to give, and you have a bye week. Like for that team to not leave home until October 18th, is there going to be their first game away from home? That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
My buddy who's a coach sent me this note. He goes, in MMA, they say styles make fights. I think we're a bad matchup for them. He said he watched all the Miami, LSU, and the USF games, and basically Florida has a very simplistic offense. They split zone 90% of their run game. Mm-hmm. I just see talent. Mm-hmm. And so I have a hard time, I understand the styles make fights. To me, this season is going to be about what A&M does, not what other teams do. Don't make mistakes, right? They've made some mistakes this year, and they've been able to overcome them. Don't make mistakes, and preferably get ahead. Start off with a 10-0 lead, and then see what Florida does.
Well, I think if A&M gets out in this one, that's the type team you want to get out and get ahead on, because you could, I think they're hanging on by a thread, and they're coming in confident after what happened last week. And if you give them a reminder that, hey guys, no, this is a long season for you. You played at home against a team that's struggling, team that can't block. This is different. Yeah, if you can deliver that message early, then that's the formula. There's a game in here somewhere, and we don't know when it's going to be. We keep talking about it, where they do avoid the penalties like they had against Auburn, and they win that game 31-3. They do avoid the slow start against Mississippi State. Maybe they just punch it in there on that goal line stand, and they win the game. 38. You might be looking up in the last 2 weeks, 31-3 and 38-9.
Right.
Whatever. Like it's you've seen enough to know that they probably got that in them again. Whether it's 4 quarters like the second half at LSU, whether it's a game like Missouri, they're close. They're close to that, I believe. Will it come against Florida? I don't know, but I think in the next few games here, either Saturday or at one of those 3 games in that road trip, you're going to see it where A&M just absolutely puts it all together, and you're going to be going, damn, I wish we played Ohio State or Oregon that day, or I hope that thing comes back up in a playoff game or something, because I do think this is one of those few teams that in the conference that you can look at right now, and Florida's not one of them. They're one of the few teams you can look at right now and go, man, that team, at their best, they are. There's no weakness there, and I'm not saying they got the. I'm not sure A&M's got the best position of anything in the SEC. I think receiver would be the closest, and like Mike was saying, A&M's top 2 are as good or better than anyone.
Right.
You go 3, then it's probably Bama. So they're up there at receiver. And they're up there at O-line.
Up there at running
back.
But
they're not, up there. They're not, so now we're at 3 positions, right? All on offense. But they're not down there, I don't believe, at anything.
I agree with that.
I don't think they're I think they're top half in damn near every position. And the ones that you might raise your hand and question right now, and I think they're up there at tight end, just with the numbers they can throw at you and how rock solid those guys are across the board. By the way, if you're watching football and you like watching guys get after it, watch Micah Riley block, who we never talk about. So, even the positions that you might raise your hand and go, a couple weeks ago, what about linebacker? They really only have 2 guys. No, now you don't. Now you got 3. And what about? And by the way, not only do you have 3, you have 3 that are making plays regularly.
Yep.
And then. I'm not sure about before the season, people were questioning corner. What are you questioning now? Like, they look really good. So that's the difference, I believe, between A&M and Florida, and I think that's the difference between A&M and almost anyone in the conference right now.
Well, let's hit a break here. When we come back, I want to ask you something, because SEC Mike, one of the things he was dinging A&M on was not playing a complete game.
Mm-hmm.
While I understand that, who has played a complete game in the SEC? Because there are a lot of teams that you could say that about. There have been close games, and then there's been some chokeouts in the fourth quarter, so we'll talk about that.
Yep.
Moment for Caldwell Country Chevrolet, Highway 21 in Caldwell, online at CaldwellCountryChevrolet.com. If you're looking for a selection that won't break the bank, check out Caldwell Country Chevrolet. They're constantly updating their selection, and when you go there, you're going to be blown away by the entire experience, the great customer service, the great value, and of course, an awesome selection of vehicles when you go there. They're locally owned, and they have an Aggie alumni team that's ready to roll out the red carpet for you and make that purchase just an amazing experience with their awesome complimentary free oil change for life of that vehicle. As long as you own that car, they also have complimentary pickup for their service customers, and they have an awesome pre-owned inventory that's moving fast, which means you get top dollar for your trade-in value. Caldwell Country Chevrolet is about a 15-minute drive, the edge of Bryan to the beginnings of Caldwell. A short conversation away, but you'll see the difference when you step on the lot and you do business with the great people at Caldwell Country Chevrolet. Highway 21 in Caldwell, online, CaldwellCountryChevrolet.com. Everyone, David Nuño here for Allen Honda. Had a great conversation with them earlier today. John Allen's the owner. He's been here forever, and also their GM, Rusty Skinner, great guy. Wonderful conversation. They're super local. They're a family-owned dealership, not some massive auto group, and they treat their customers like family because they basically are family. They're Aggie alums. They love Aggie sports, and they've been serving the Brazos Valley with integrity, with passion, and commitment to excellence for over 50 years, which is very rare, by the way, for the independents because people trust them. And that's why they've been doing it for such a long time. Whether you're looking to buy, lease, or service your vehicle, you can count on them for transparent, no pressure experience that puts your needs first. And I can attest to it. Had a great conversation about my own situation with them. Their knowledgeable sales team will help you find the perfect Honda to fit your lifestyle, from fuel-efficient sedans to versatile SUVs. Leasing options are flexible and affordable, making it easy to drive the latest models with confidence. And when it comes to service, their certified technicians only use genuine Honda parts to keep your vehicle running at its best, whether it's routine maintenance for major repairs or whatever it may be. And we know that trust isn't given, it is earned, and that's why generations of local drivers right here in the Brazos Valley and Bryan College Station keep coming back to Allen Honda. As part of the community with Aggie spirit in their hearts, they are here to make everyone's visit wonderful. So visit their showroom or their service lane and find friendly, efficient, and memorable situations when you go to Allen Honda. Come see why so many College Station and Bryan drivers choose Allen Honda for their automotive needs, and remember, gig 'em. All right, we're back on TexAgs Live. We're presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. We're in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Billy, I teased it last segment. So Mike says in his power rankings he dinged A&M because they haven't been consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. Who's been consistent in college football, or at least in the SEC? I think Alabama's been semi-consistent since Florida State, right?
Yeah, and that's fine. Like that's the tough part, though. You can't say, well, we're not going to rank Alabama above anybody without a loss because they lost. It's just not the right way to do it. But I do look at how they lost. And I do and Mike and I can talk about this all day, along with people like, Pate and Kubelik and McElroy and any of these people that I love talking SEC football with, and it's like, or you and Olin or anyone here. The thing is, okay, so Georgia, you just said you're picking Auburn to beat them because you don't trust Georgia and that defense. Well, I watched Bama scored 24 on them total. We're knocking the A&M offense for scoring 31 on Mississippi State. The Aggie offense that went up and down the field against Auburn but couldn't score. So I'm looking at, if Georgia's not that good, so Bama's beating Georgia close and Vandy in a game at home. And so we're proposing them number one and back. I want to see them go on the road and win at Missouri. I want to see them win a shootout against Tennessee. I actually feel better about them beating Tennessee than I would Mizzou.
Really?
Just at home, and I just think Tennessee's defense is horrific. And I am buying what I'm seeing from Bama, by the way. But I'm just saying,
you're just bringing up.
I'm just saying, if you're going to prop them up, I mean, they got their asses kicked in by Florida State, who's now lost 2 games. That matters. And A&M, you want to say, well, they haven't had a complete game, so we're gonna slough off Bama getting their asses kicked in by Florida State on the road, and we're gonna call A&M's win over Notre Dame, that's looking more and more like it's going to be versus a playoff team with the way Notre Dame's playing in their schedule. We're going to call that an incomplete game because the defense gave up. They didn't give up 40, by the way. They gave up 33, but because the defense wasn't airtight, and the more you watch Notre Dame, you realize it wasn't terrible defense. It was terrible defense on a play or two, but it wasn't.
Right.
It was not awful defense up there in South Bend. So we call that incomplete, and we call a win over a team that looks a lot better than FSU does right now. If you ask anyone watching college football, who do you think looks better? They're going to say Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Call that win incomplete, and we call that Georgia game, or we call that Alabama Florida State loss something that's a distant memory. So it's things like that if you want to go round and round, you can. Who else is in the league? I like LSU with one loss, and even the people in Baton Rouge will tell you they've looked shaky all year. Georgia, the fans in Athens can't be happy right now.
Even Mizzou, though,
Mizzou struggled with Kansas.
Exactly.
For 3+ quarters.
I believe, tell me if I'm wrong here, that their game against South Carolina was close too.
Am I wrong that Mizzou was down 17-0 or 21-3 to Kansas? And and South Carolina, who's really struggled at times already this year, they were up, I think, 14-3 in Columbia, and then Mizzou had to rally. And credit them for winning those games, but I'm trying to think of who's looked better than A&M so far. And I'll tell you another team everybody will say.
They'll
say Oklahoma.
Okay.
They'll say Oklahoma.
You're not that high on them, right?
I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm very high on their defensive front. I think they're beasts. I think they're the best in the SEC up front, the front four. I think their O-line stinks. I think their running backs don't scare anyone. I think they're solid at receiver. I don't think they're special. I think they're solid. And I think their defense on the back end can be had. And I watched them against Michigan the whole game. I think if Michigan defenders catch a couple passes, Mateer threw to them, that looks like a totally different football game. And I watched that game against Auburn. Most of us did. A&M was off that week, and I keep going back to it. I watched A&M play them a week after, and they want to talk about Blueprint Brent, and I'm like, no, let's erase all y'all's nonsense and just, if you watched both games, it was very clear that one team was exponentially better than Auburn, and the other one, you walked away from 60 minutes going, I don't know who was better, because the refs reversed a touchdown return on the first series of the game, and they didn't call the trick play that should have been a 15-yard penalty and knocked them out of field goal range. Instead, they had 7 points and a touchdown. And, oh, by the way, it still came down to where I think Auburn went ahead, right? In the closing moment, or did they tie it? I think they went ahead.
They went ahead.
There very late, and then OU put together a really nice drive. I think Mateer's damn good. I think that Heisman talk was overblown versus what he was doing. And I think that now Heisman contender, yeah. I saw enough to go, this dude's a dog. I like the way he plays. He throws some really wicked passes down the field in terms of accuracy and timing and stuff. But watching him against Michigan and Auburn, I wasn't sitting here going, this is Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel or Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson. I wasn't, or Cam Newton or Tim Tebow, or I wasn't thinking that at all. So if you want to tell me he's a contender, hell yeah, well, I will totally agree with that. But a lot of people in national media, and they're still saying he was a Heisman front runner before he got hurt. Heisman front runner, like that to me. I'm not saying he can't do it either. You could see where John Mateer can just grit out some close wins for for OU, and they become one of those teams. But I don't see that. So I think OU is a little overhyped based on what I've seen them do on the football field this year. And if you want to compare it to A&M, I think the Aggies have been more impressive thus far.
All right, we'll hit a break. Pumpkin Palooza is Brazos Valley's favorite fall festival is happening October the 18th and 19th at Milliken Reserve in South College Station. The pumpkins really do fly. The festival's famous pumpkin chunkin launchers and pumpkin soaring. I love the word pumpkin. Expect hay rides, pumpkin painting, farm animals, inflatables, games, and pumpkin games team competitions. You got the fly casting on Saturday with the Good Fly Roundup, the pumpkin trail run on Sunday, the youth mountain biking on Sunday as well, plus kayaking. And they have guided hikes as well. They got food and drinks. They got tickets that are you can buy early and save some money. You also have each ticket supporting the Milliken Reserve Land Conservancy. And the membership there is offering its annual membership, which includes complimentary Pumpkin Palooza tickets. And there's more information if you just email them at info@millikenreserve.com. 2 venues, 1 event. You get Milliken Reserve. You'll arrive at the farm. You'll see the pumpkins chunkin', the farm, the fun, the food trucks, and much, much more. You can take the hay ride to the lake, where you can fly cast on Saturday or mountain bike on Sunday. You can enjoy it all. Tickets and details are at pumpkinpaloozabcs.com. That is pumpkinpaloozabcs.com. Tickets are good for both days. How many? 12. Thank you, 12. I can't break my record. Now we're back.
This might be the greatest coffee mug in history, and I have two of them, two different ones. This is a bear. I saw one, in case you hadn't heard, in Yellowstone.
Oh, you saw one? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I could tell the story, but I don't want. I kind of like to keep it to myself.
Yeah, I can tell.
There's also a buffalo one I've got as well. So a lot of bison, American bison on the plains there.
Bison's quality meat right there.
Mason Valley and Hayden Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to get a moose one. If anyone wants to find and purchase me this mug, you buy them in Yellowstone. But I'm being serious now when I say if you like coffee, this is the best mug I've ever had.
See, I like smaller mugs.
It's big. It's not too big. You can hold it like this. Like you can act like, hey, I'm John Dutton, just sitting here on the ramp. Damn it! What's the girl's name?
Beth.
Damn it, Beth.
No.
But it's also you can hold it like this. It's not gonna give or spill anywhere, and it almost feels like it's made of marble.
It's very nice.
So anyway,
I like the way
look
those
it up.
look.
Maybe I could provide the link for you guys. Maybe I'll do it on my Instagram. Maybe I'll do a reel on it. Who knows?
I'm sure it'll be very popular
But anyway,
with your real audience.
I'll let you use my other one. You have to promise to wash it thoroughly. I'll let you drink out of it. And
But here's my I think visually it's stunning. It's the right size. But my problem
it just says I've seen a bear in the wild, doesn't it?
My problem with big coffee cups is they get cold quicker. I like
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, oh, it does. So somebody needs to buy us. That'd be nice. A little warmer that you could put right here and put your coffee, keep it warm the whole time.
I don't need it.
I do. By the way, content out right now. Ask Liucci on TexAgs.com. We've got Nuño's Notes, a very popular segment thanks to Holistic Planning. Olin Buchanan's Players to Watch, also, that's presented by Bach Realty. The SEC Roundup. Later on today, the key matchups, setting the scene, and NIL interviews, and recap of...
I love what we're doing on the NIL front, the player front. That was an exciting announcement the other day. A lot of hard work put in by the TexAgs team there.
Yeah, great.
Not including me, pretty much everyone else.
And we got to hit a break, by the way. Tailgate tomorrow at TexAgs. And we begin a segment 12 minutes late. It is TexAgs Live presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. Ladies and gentlemen, the final countdown with Steve and Seth McKinney presented by La Casa Tequila. Raised in Aggie land and rooted in the SEC. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Seth, what's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Good to see you, sir.
Some of us are prepared and ready to do this radio show. And some of us aren't.
And Steve, hello, sir.
Howdy.
Howdy. And, hey, so, gentlemen.
He's got his new cowboy shirt on.
Yeah, I got my throwback ready, baby.
What else we've got?
That's right.
This is courtesy of Luann, Miss McKinney.
Yes, Luann McKinney.
So
yeah,
sweet,
I thought it was you. I was like, wow, Steve, that's really nice. I think it wasn't. But
You should have known better.
But no, it's the same. Y'all know my mom would do the same thing.
She bought about 20 of them yesterday, apparently.
All right, we'll put this on in a second
around.
when I can do it without being on. How about Seth's shirt? Let's talk about that.
I think it's quality.
Yeah. I bought one of those. It's a rowback, right?
See?
I don't know what it is.
See, Billy,
But I'll tell you what, Billy wants
like
no part of it because he wants no part of fun.
I like rowback.
NFL,
It's a fun shirt. I didn't say.
Well, I bought it. My wife actually vetoed it.
That
She's
shirt?
Like, no, you're not wearing that.
Yeah, okay. You know why?
Why?
It's Tiffany sense of style. Oh, sorry. Listen, I have a lot of rowback. But it's loud.
They're little footballs.
It's a lot.
It's all loud.
What's going on? Like Kyle Field?
It's a lot, Seth.
It's
good. I'm going to tell you what. It's distracting.
Good.
It's distracting.
I hope it distracts you big time. Why don't you go 1-5 again? I hope it distracts you.
Is that what happened to me this week? Did I go 1-5?
You
sure
did.
did.
You were a disaster.
Yeah.
Did I lose? Oh yeah, Jamie McCoy's in front.
Yeah,
He's
5-1.
destroying people.
Yeah,
Just
it's not fun.
Okay.
Threw a bomb on
You know
us.
what? Jamie just gets to sit up there outside of Waco and just kind of sit back and just
Really study
up his picks. Yeah.
So let's
If
do it.
anyone's gonna beat me, I'd prefer
It's
to
okay,
put Jamie
Yeah.
over this group because he's the nicest person.
That is true.
Maybe that's ever come through these studios.
Wow. That's a big sentiment.
No offense.
Logan, I'm not nice. Logan Lee?
Hell no.
Okay, just making sure. All right, vibe check. How are we feeling about the 5-0 start? How is it believable to you, like that this can be continued?
Vibe check is real. My vibes are top notch right now. I'm very excited, man. The way we played and finished that game against Mississippi State and just completely shut their offense down the whole game, basically, right? But our offense, it wasn't clicking in the first half, but it came alive in the second half, and we did our job. And, Florida's rolling in here. They're going to be tough, but I have zero thoughts about us losing this game because I think we can go out there and put a complete game together. It's going to happen at some point. And I'm not saying you beat Florida with that complete game, but I think that our guys are talented enough, and I think we're coached well enough that we're going to go out there and continue to do what we've been doing all year, and that is win this game. And, man, my vibes are very high. I love it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bud. I think what I'd like to say I've seen so far, a little wrecking crew.
Yes, thank you.
Let's bring it back, man.
Yeah, man. Why are people? Can we talk a little bit about this?
You know what? I went back and I looked at the stats from back in the late '80s, early '90s when we were the wrecking crew.
Mm-hmm.
We had a couple of top 10 defenses. The rest of them, top 25-ish range. Dude, we're right there. We very well could be the wrecking crew defense again. I mean, the way we've looked the last 2 weeks. I mean, that's incredible.
My vibes are raising right now because you're talking about the wrecking crew. Because that's what we are, man. We're wrecking people, and we need to realize that. And it's like the coolest defensive moniker out there. Let's utilize it and brand it and not be scared. Why are we scared to death to say it? It makes me sick. It really does. I hate it.
I don't disagree with you.
Didn't mean to open up that
I had a guy, so I've done a little research on this guy's Twitter feed because he just wanted to come a firing at me for no reason. Some Aggie that said, well, I'm going to get some likes at Billy's expense. Zeke, we know who you are, Zeke. I've scoured this guy. He's like a big, thinks that all of A&M is against the Yale leaders wearing black, and he thinks that people are like rebelling against us with the alternate uniforms. No, we're not. jackass. Okay?
There you go.
So enjoy your likes. I felt like ridiculing you for maybe the next 6 months on my feed. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got a platform. But I looked and I decided I feel bad for you, so I'm not. With that said, A&M is embracing all of this, and Mike Elko has done a tremendous job via what he said, via their social media and the way they've built up excitement about it. And I think our fans are more, and I don't mean just the ones in college, who I think are the heartbeat of what you see going on at Kyle Field. So yeah, they're first and foremost to get them involved, but also the older people. If you start disrespecting the people that aren't under 30 in your fan base, then you're more of a dumbass than you come off on Twitter, because it takes all of it. It takes 30,000 students on Saturday, like Mississippi State learned, like Auburn learned, like hopefully Florida's going to learn, and it takes everyone else there too to round out 108,000. Not to mention, my friend, most of the people funding all this crap, it was very hard for me to say crap right there, not the other word. Most of the people, almost 99% of it, is coming from the people that you're worried about whether they care about an alternate uniform or what color outfit the Yell leaders wear, which, by the way, they don't anymore. And that's a credit to everyone else. So yeah, if you want to start calling it the Wrecking Crew, then it should. I heard Louis talking the other day, and he's just bringing up conversation. He's asking if they should come up with a new nickname for the defense. What the hell are you talking about? Why? That is the name. It's one of the, like you said, it's one of the coolest.
Yes.
Nebraska hadn't played great defense since
and what are they?
Tom Osborne was there. They're the black shirts. Right. They're always going to be. They're the black shirts. You know, A&M
is
Wrecking
the
Crew. And it's up to the Aggie football teams to start playing up to that standard. Now, what Louis was saying is what I've said all along, and I agree with it. You can't shut teams down and out like RC could and like Jackie. But here's a newsflash, too. Both of those guys would figure out how to field elite defenses now, too.
Right.
It's just that at that time, you could just man up Mickens and Glenn and Smith and Frazier and whoever else and take away a passing game and go all after the quarterback. You got to be selective in how you do that now. Mm-hmm. No one's better than Mike Elko at that. And, yeah, Wrecking Crew, like the numbers that a defense puts out now are different because offenses have evolved. But great defense is great defense, and Texas A&M, like you guys said, has played like best defense in the nation type stuff the last 2 weeks. And everyone talks about OU. It might take a few weeks to catch up because of what Notre Dame, they moved up and down the field. This defense is playing as good as anybody in the country, and guess they're going to need to this weekend.
Right. Well. I mean, if you look at what they've done on third down, it's unbelievable. And where that comes from is what they do on first and second down, and keeping them out of those situations to be able to convert a third down very easily. So this defense has just been playing lights out, and that's what gives you the greatest hope about going into this game against, we'll see what happens, right? We'll talk. I'm sure we'll get into it and delve into all the stuff, but the inconsistency that Lagway's been showing, if we're able to go out there and get the pass rush that we are able to get on most occasions, then it's going to force him to make decisions quickly and, make, mistakes, in which I think he's going to make a lot of personally on Saturday. So, I mean, I'm just tremendously excited about the way our defense has been playing.
Overall, why does it feel, because last year at this point, this team was really good, but it didn't feel like a sustainable model because of some of the issues with the big plays and stopping the run. Why does this year feel different?
Well, I think, to me, it feels different because defensively, what we're doing in the past, we didn't have that offensively. Mm-hmm. So we're able to play complementary football better now than we have since 2012, probably. Yeah. That's the biggest difference, and that's why this team is going to be special. Mm-hmm. And the difference between this team and the 2012 team is that they didn't drop a game early in the season that they could have won. We won that game. So we've set ourselves up to go on this magical run. We haven't played 4 quarters of football yet. We've played maybe 2.5 a game. When we do figure out how to play four full quarters of what we're capable of playing, there's not a team in the country that we can't beat, period.
Yeah.
I fully believe that.
That to me is the difference, David. When you say it's not, you felt like, and it was just the word you used, but not sustainable last year. It was sustainable. It was sustainable, probably not against Texas. They were one of the top 5 teams in college football last year. But it was sustainable against South Carolina and Auburn, and it would have been more sustainable had Le'Veon not gotten hurt. But it wasn't anything like it looks like now, because what you're saying by that is there were weaknesses that we knew. And they were primarily on the defensive side of the ball. It was at receiver where you're going, man, do they have anything to like break games open? Can they hit that we don't see the ability to hit big plays down the field? So this team has changed a lot, but it was sustainable after LSU to kind of look at the thing and go, man, you're probably as good or better than everybody you're playing the rest of the way except one. This is more like we've raised, because of how sustainable it looks, you've raised your expectation, you've raised you've elevated the type of questions you're asking yourself, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're not saying, man, can they win a couple more SEC games? No, you're asking yourself, how far can this team go? What's its ceiling? Is it 10-2? Is it Atlanta? Is it the playoff? Is it advancing deep in the playoff? Is it more than that? And I don't want to call A&M a national title contender yet until I start looking at college football and go, well, who else gets to? The only reason I don't want to is it's too early in the season to say it about anybody, right? But when I start looking around college football, then I go, who does get to say that if we don't?
Yeah.
And I just saw Dave Portnoy tweeted. He's on this whole thing, and we'd have fun with this.
Big Ten versus SEC.
Big Ten versus SEC. He said, I've made 8 matchups. I think I think the Big Ten will go 8-0, maybe even 10-0. And the one matchup he has, he says Oregon would beat A&M by 20. And I'm like, Oregon couldn't even beat. They went to overtime with Penn State.
Yeah.
And who have they beaten by 20? Like Oklahoma State, who got beat by Tulsa and fired their coach the next day. Oregon State, who got humiliated by these are bad. Northwestern, I think they actually beat Northwestern by 20, who sucks.
Yeah.
So Oregon A&M would be a hell of a football game. Would y'all be scared to play Oregon?
No way.
I'd love to see it, man.
I mean, so pick the team. And
maybe in years past where we didn't have explosive offense, and I wasn't sure if we could score with them. But, dude, we got it. We got an offense that can score with anybody.
I was going to say that's the difference with this year is that we look at those matchups like, why not us?
Yeah.
And in years past, I hope we can avoid that team.
At every position, going into the year, I thought we would be better at every position. And then defensive line, I call it a wash. Well, I'll just switch. I mean, I think we're better. Not only just a little bit better, a lot better on the defensive line. So, we're exceeding expectations in my view, which were already pretty high of this team, and we're exceeding it so far this year. And I mean, I wouldn't be scared. I'm not scared the rest of our schedule. Do we have tough teams? Yeah. But I'm not looking at a game going, oh my God, I just don't know. Yeah. We got a lot of talent, man, and we're very good.
It's a fun exercise because I thought the D line would be a little worse, but I always said I thought a better pass rushing D line. Mm-hmm. They've exceeded that. I thought linebacker would be better just because, okay, Torian and Scooby take a step forward, playing another year. They've far exceeded, not just with the type games they've had, particularly Torian against Auburn, and then you throw in what Damian Sanford's done, so that one's an arrow pointing way up. And I thought the corners were going to be significantly improved, particularly Des Ricks, and I think he's been even better than I thought. So
I agree.
I was trying to think there was a fun little exercise I thought of, and now it's gone, Nuño, because...
Did I move papers?
Yeah. Distracted. There's actually literally a fly flying around that is distracting. There he is.
Get it. Well,
this angle's not going to work.
No, That was so slow.
Well, it was a bad. I told you it was a bad angle.
Do you want to hit a break and come up, see if you can think about it, or do you think?
I mean, you whatever. You're the break guy.
Okay. Break check.
Do your job, Nuño.
We'll hit a break here.
Get us on schedule.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back on time, by the way. If you're looking for a reason to move back to Aggie Land, or you already live in Aggie Land and need a new opportunity, check out the Association of Former Students. They're seeking to hire professionals to join their team, and they have many, many different departments you can look at. Sometimes they have openings in marketing, fundraising, communication, sales, you name it. They're the nation's premier alumni association, and they're the oldest organization supporting A&M and part of every Aggie story. They play a part in that with from howdy to here. Don't miss opportunities to help out the association with Howdy Socials, Aggie Rain Day, class reunions, Aggie Muster, and everything in between. Join a team that exemplifies those Aggie core values of excellence, integrity, leadership, loyalty, respect, and selfless service, all in support of that worldwide Aggie network. So if you're interested in joining the team or sharing with someone that would be a great fit, please visit tx.ag/association jobs to apply and get more information on each position. It is the Association of Former Students. The final countdown continues here on TexAgs Live, presented by La Casa Tequila. Steve and Seth McKinney with us, Billy Liucci. All right, guys, are the Gators real after what they did to Texas, or is Texas just not very good and the Gators took advantage of that?
I think it's a little bit of both, man. I think the Gators are real, and I think Texas is not. Obviously, we know that at this point in time that they're not like everyone thought they were. But I think Florida's. I'm going to go off of what the man himself said, what Elko said. It was the most talented team we see. I don't know if that's true versus Notre Dame or not, but I'll give them that. Every other team for sure. I mean, they've got a lot of talent over there, and they can put it together. So hopefully this week, and I'm sure they have when they were going over film and afterwards, they're like, these guys are good. They can put it together. Don't let Lagway get on a streak and get hot and let him perform. I mean, if we can get him off his point, I think that impacts the whole game.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge will be for Lagway is going to be Kyle Field itself. I don't know. I mean, he played at LSU, which is a pretty loud stadium, pretty hostile environment. It didn't go too well. We have like 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
So that's the last time Lagway played in an environment like Kyle Field. Do I expect him to come in and throw 5 picks? Probably not.
An hour away from home.
I expect him to, come in with a good mindset, trying to make a statement. This is a big opportunity for him to, set his career in a different trajectory. But Kyle Field is known to rattle a few quarterbacks and a few teams. So I'm expecting it to be a tough environment for them. They do have some good receivers. Dallas Wilson, really popped off last week coming back, true freshman, but, super talented. I think our cornerbacks are a lot better than what Texas had over him.
And now there's film, right?
Yeah, and there's film. I think Texas had their backup cornerback guarding him, and he went off for like 120 yards. But, that ain't happening in Kyle Field, right?
No.
Riggs, Willie, they're not going to let that happen in Kyle Field.
And when we talk about Lagway throwing those 5 interceptions, I think now we feel more comfortable saying that the A&M defense is better than the LSU defense that was so highly touted early in the season.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the biggest thing for us is to be able to get pressure on Lagway. And what is our defensive line? I don't know what they have, some kind of stat out there. It's like time to the quarterback or something like that. And we're like right at 3 seconds or something up there in the top 10. I don't know, something like that. But that's what it's going to take. They have a good offensive line, but it's going to take, it looked like they were a little dinged up on the offensive line too. So hopefully we can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the key to this game is to really make the impact that we need is to get Lagway where he's not having success out there. I mean, they've got a decent running game, and I know their offensive line can get there. But Lagway is the key. Yeah. Getting him off his game is. Well,
no quarterback has had success at Kyle Field so far. We've given up some rushing yards early in the season, but there's not been a quarterback that's had a lot of success this year at Kyle Field.
Well, and Lagway, I was talking to an insider this week who's like, he actually played better with his hamstring strain, whatever it is, because it forced him to throw from the pocket.
Can't take off.
Yeah. Forced to go through the reads.
Yeah, and go through the reads. So, but he didn't have Cassius Howell going after him.
That's true.
Or Mike Elko. And that to me is where, and by the way, I do like this.
I like it too. I'm a little jealous.
That to me is where you're going to have the toughest time if you're Lagway is when if A&M can win first down and continue to stop running games. And I don't think they didn't stuff. I looked at what Mississippi State did. Really, they ran, those 2 running backs ran for about 120 between them. So it wasn't like a shutdown night, but like 60 of those rushing yards came on that one drive.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the whole rest of the game, they combined for like 60 rushing from the running back. That's before you take away the sacks. As a team, I think they had 77 this week, but the backs gained 120. Half of it came on one drive. And there was obviously a very quick adjustment, or maybe it was just missed tackles there, or whatever it was. I don't think it was. There were some pretty big holes. But after that, it was nothing. If A&M can win first down and slow down this Florida running game, I think Lagway slowed in terms of as a runner with Mike Elko and that pressure of the blitz versus, you can bring 4, he can rush 3, drop 8. There's so many things he can do. I think that's where Elko can create real problems for not just Lagway, but any relatively inexperienced quarterback.
Is that the second best backfield A&M will have faced this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any question about it. It's not even close.
Well, Mississippi State's pretty good.
Chapin and Bothwell, then we're good. But I think this running back is this. It might be third because Notre Dame had two of them, but it's second on the list of, hey, what's the best runner? And then I don't know. I mean, I think Blake Chapin today is. I mean, he's a better passer. When Lagway's playing how he can play, Chapin can't touch that.
This is his 8th start, though, something like that?
Listen, let me say something about Florida, and hopefully it carries over into this week. No one, and I mean no one in college football, no offense has had to deal with what Florida has had to so far this year. These guys have played what? Miami, South Florida, who, you know, again, it's defense that they were, at least earlier in the year, nasty on. Miami, South Florida, Texas, which most of what we're talking about, their shortcomings are on offense. And they were, by the way, without their starting corner that last weekend. And then who else?
LSU.
And LSU in Baton Rouge. Like no one has had to, and now A&M. So they're not even to the halfway point of the season. It's Miami, A&M, LSU and Death Valley,
4 straight
Texas,
top 10 teams.
Texas, and South Florida. That's before the midway point. So Lagway struggling and this offense struggling is understandable. You just want it to continue if you're A&M on Saturday.
Yes, we do.
Hey, before we hit a break, we haven't really touched on the A&M offensive line, guys.
Oh yeah.
Let's touch on that if you want to start us off.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the life of an offensive lineman. You never get recognized, right? But yes, thank you for pointing it out. They've just been phenomenal all year. I think they've got like the highest grade out there for the year or something like that. But the way they've been playing is great. And last week the running game. What was the total rushing yards? I
270 something.
Yeah,
299.
I was about to say I thought it was 299, but that felt outrageous. To say out loud.
Niner.
We couldn't get one more yard. Really?
There was that 4th and 1.
But
so,
that's
yeah.
unbelievable, man.
Oh,
and I
man,
think
you're
that's 2 games in a row. I don't know how many times we've rushed for 200 yards.
207 and 299.
Yeah, I mean
that's
like phenomenal. That's truly phenomenal.
And I don't think these are not bad. These are not. In no world are these bad defenses.
Auburn's got a good defensive line.
And I think State. I don't think they're bad. Like Auburn, I think definitely has a good defense. I'm not. Again,
and did they not rush
saying
for
great.
200 versus Notre Dame? Or am I wrong?
Maybe, but I don't know.
regardless.
I don't know if they got to 2. Well, maybe Marcel. Yeah, I bet. Le'Veon went for 81, and Marcel ran for I think close to what was it? What did they get to? Oh, only 128 now. Yeah,
Still,
but. I was actually somewhat pleased with their rushing output at Notre Dame. Like I felt
they
like
were always getting
they
us in a
ran the
friendly
ball.
position.
Yeah,
When we needed to, we ran.
and they really got it.
They
where
passed
you
the ball
needed to.
37 times too in that game. That was more of a shootout.
But they ran it when they needed to, and they got the yards down inside the 5-yard line on the ground that helped them win the football game.
And I would just add that this people take offensive lines for granted.
Mm-hmm.
They don't appreciate. I don't think everybody really truly appreciates how good this offensive line is. Because if you go back to 2012, and I keep referencing that because this team reminds me so much of them. The way we're able to move the ball, the way we're playing defense, the way the offensive line that we have, and I'm not saying we got a bunch of first rounders on there, although I think we got a bunch of NFL talent across the line there, and the amount of time we're giving our quarterback. Consistently, not most of the time. You don't see guys coming free. Marcel's not getting hit a lot during the games. That's a big deal because when you can protect your quarterback, give him time, make him comfortable in the pocket, guess what? He's going to play better.
Yeah.
Because the second he starts getting hit, whether he's taking sacks or not, quarterbacks start getting happy feet. They start going through that first read and pulling the ball and running and making bad plays, bad decisions. So when a quarterback's comfortable in the pocket, it makes such a big difference, and you see what it's doing to help this offense go, especially in the passing
and the confidence that gives him to be able to make the decisions that he needs to be able to make the reads that he needs to be able to make, and feel like you said, comfortable doing it, that's huge, man. A panic quarterback is not what you want, and it doesn't look like he's playing panic.
And that's what you see when you're watching Auburn, Mississippi State. Their quarterbacks look panicked.
Yeah,
because they're getting hit. Whether they're getting sacked or not, they're getting pressured, they're getting hit, and it's affecting the way they play. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons you're not seeing quarterbacks have a lot of success in the passing game. It's not just the corners, it's that pressure we're getting on them up front.
Before we hit a break, the 4th and 1 I want to bring up because I did reference that a moment ago. It didn't work out, but after that, they changed a little bit of their play calling. What did you see there in the red zone from the line and then from the play calling, guys? Steve?
From the play calling?
Well, yeah, they changed it up, right? So they did the zone read with Marcel in one of those. Yeah. They had that beautiful pass to KC.
I mean, the problem with 4th and 1 is that everybody's expecting you to run it up the middle. You know, so I mean, if teams are going to cue on that and that's what you do, it's going to be a challenge, no matter how good you are up front. So, I mean, I think sometimes you got to be creative. You got to throw defenses off. You got to play against your routine plays so that there's something else for them to think about. I think Marcel is talented and as athletic as he is. I have no problem. Anytime you want to give him, options, I think it's probably going to be a successful play. But you do have to be able to get that 1 yard. Even if they do know you're coming up the middle, even if they do know you're running it, we should still expect to get that.
Agreed, and I think that it goes back to NFL and all that stuff, the tush push or whatever. The best play for short yardage, and in my opinion, and I'll never be convinced otherwise, is the quarterback sneak. And hopefully we can get that dialed in at some point in time to be able to get a yard.
All right, let's hit a break here. We'll come back with Freak and Sleeper of the Week. Right now we're talking about Heritage Films. When it comes to preserving your ranch or your family's legacy, it's about calling Chance McClain and his team up because they do these awesome 2-hour documentaries for families, family businesses, family ranches, and they're fantastic.
I actually used him.
Did you really?
I did one of the videos for my first daughter's wedding reception. We did it. We did one of Heritage video. He did amazing.
Isn't he great?
Oh my God, they loved it.
He's amazing. This team's amazing, and they do these movies. They could be documentaries. They can just tell your family's story, and they're 2 hours, time capsules, and it's something that the future generations of your family will certainly enjoy. Visit yourheritagefilm.com. Yourheritagefilm.com. Click on the Farm and Ranch or any other part of the website. 713-893-8341. It's Heritage Films.
Bring the McDonald's back.
As a reminder, the final segment of the program is brought to you by Double Dave's. That's at 10:50. Right now, caller number 12, 979-693-1150. We're going to hook you up with your choice of a dozen pepperoni rolls or a large one-topping pizza from Double Dave's. They've been serving Aggie Land since 1984 with your favorite pizza and, of course, those world-famous pepperoni rolls. Reliable in-house delivery, bringing piping hot goodness straight to your door. Just click on doubledaves.com, and your favorites are on their way.
Nuño, you killed that one.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. No distraction. You were unflappable.
Yeah. Really good.
On the other hand, you're very flappable.
He's a flapper.
The final countdown with Stephen, Seth, and Billy, presented by La Casa Tequila. Guys, it's time for the Freak of the Week.
It's the Freak of the Week.
So good this week. That was really good.
We've gotten over the how lame that is.
We've just embraced the lameness.
Can I take my Nelly sticker off yet? Because
Saint Lunatic?
You got to leave it on the whole show now.
No, I'm going to take it off. I wore it just.
Leave it on. I want people on Twitter to make fun of you.
Okay, I'll leave it. What's he doing? What? 50 years old.
Thinks he's so cool.
Talk football.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's talk football.
So who's the Freak of the Week? Steve, start us off.
Oh, my gosh. You would have to go to me first, wouldn't you? Give me 1 second. My brain is processing. What does this team need against Florida this week? You know what? Give me Des Ricks.
Okay.
Give me Des Ricks.
Okay.
Dallas Wilson just went off last week. He's coming in here. Can he have a repeat performance, or does Ricks step up to the challenge and shut this dude down like he's been doing guys all season?
Maybe we get a pick Ricks.
Oh, pick Ricks.
Pick Ricks.
Wow.
I didn't even think to call for that. Should have called for that.
Well, I'm going to follow that up with Ricks locking down Wilson and causing Lagway to stutter a little bit, and then boom, we're going to get Cassius Howell as the Freak of the Week. He's going to wreak havoc like he's been doing.
You think he's adding to that sack total?
Let's do it. I know he's like one behind the leader from, I don't know where this guy's at, Ball State or something. But I think he's going to take the lead this week and come out as the nation's leader in sacks.
What's interesting is, has anyone ever, and I brought this up the other day, but has anyone ever led 2 conferences in sacks? I mean, the transfer portal has not been around that long. He led the MAC back when he was at Bowling Green one year. I think he had 10.5 maybe, or 9.5. Led the MAC, and he leads the SEC now. There's a lot of football to play, but certainly looks like a guy that is going to contend for that. So I don't know if that's ever happened, but he's getting a lot of notoriety, and rightfully so, and something that we predicted, we saw coming. We saw it first. I think my Freak of the Week this week is going to be, I'm going to go back to a Mario Craver.
Okay.
It was Concepcion. I keep saying, let these guys just alternate weeks. I'm going to go Mario Craver with his biggest game since Notre Dame.
I'm going to go Torian York.
Nice.
Okay?
I like that one.
Torian had a good game against Florida last year. I think Torian has been consistently good. What do you have, 10 tackles last week? We didn't even talk about him very much. I think it's going to be Torian for this one.
How about an interception from Dalton Brooks, too? Pick him on.
I would like that.
Quality Billy move, by the way.
That was a quality
That
Billy
was
move.
really
Just
good.
take somebody's sleeper pick and just wipe it off the table right there.
You only got about 30 other options. I didn't mean to.
Sleeper of the week, go see Jared McLeod and ask about the Tempur-Pedic or the Purple mattress in the Specs parking lot at Texas and Harvey.
Go buy a Purple. I don't want to say that. I don't want to do that to Jared. Maybe he's, but I'm interested to hear about the Purple. I'm interested to hear people what they think of the Purple mattress. I think the one I was going to buy too, Seth, if you ever want to go in there and lay down on a mattress and just be that guy, which I did bring I had Allie, Katie, me, and Zane went in there after
Everybody
lunch
laid
one
down?
day, and I made all of them test all the mattresses. So we've got a whole group of people just laying around on the mattresses.
Is it lay or lie?
I think you would lay. I don't think you would lie down. John Connolly, lady, lay down.
Yes, but I thought I remember him saying,
lay down.
but if the correct English doesn't sound good, lady lie down beside me doesn't sound as good as lady lay down. Anyways,
All right.
I digress.
Thomas Jefferson.
Nina would be so proud.
Yeah,
if I'm right.
If you're right, yeah.
If you're
If
right.
you're correct. But anyway, try to go in there, tell Jared, say, hey, Liucci asked me to come down here and test all your mattresses out. Go sit in there for like a half an hour, bother him. Try the heirloom mattress.
By the way,
too.
I'm a little offended I wasn't invited to the sleep party because I monitor sleep. I am the sleep master. Like I could have offered some expertise.
Try the heirloom because I'm thinking about adding an heirloom to my guest bedroom just to have like a, like I've got, well, maybe I'll add it to the other one because it needs more. But I'm looking at like when you live alone, you have multiple guest bedrooms.
I get it.
So
the third wing of the house.
I kind of want to do that so I could like on a bad sleep at night just alternate beds. Kind of have a backup bed. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Go ahead.
Everybody's, you got to have depth.
Who's your
We've
sleeper?
learned anything, you got to have depth.
Who's your Damian Sanford? Sorry.
We got distracted. I'm going to go with, I'm not sure. It's so tough to do sleepers anymore, but I'm going to go with Ruben Owen. All right. He had a great week last week, and I want to see that continue when he's in the game to be able to bust those runs like he'd show. Like, I don't think he'd had a game. Well, obviously, he hadn't had a game like that in his career. But to be able to break,
not here,
run. I know that, but to be able to break runs and get those long runs like he had, it was almost effortless. And I know that takes the offensive line, but he made some great plays, and I want to see that continue.
I like that,
Mr. Steve.
Sleeper?
Yeah. Wait. Hold on, Steve.
Slow
What is that supposed to be?
Congratulations, Seth, on picking the guy that just ran for 142 yards
I know
against
that,
an SEC
jerk.
defense as your sleeper this week. In fact, I want you to pick a different one.
Yeah.
Because I picked Ruben Owens as my sleeper last week because Le'Veon Moss was coming off 140, and then so I want a new sleeper from you.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
That's fine.
Do better.
That's your. I'll give you a secondary freak of the week.
Fine. Okay. Everybody's perpetual sleeper. Let's see the wake up. Ashton Bethan Roman. All right, let's get it going.
Go ahead. So I'm not the bad guy. Go ahead.
What is that supposed to mean? What did I do?
You said both names wrong.
You said Ashton.
I said Ashton.
You said Ashton Bethan.
You did. You really did. Billy and I made eye contact.
Come on, dude.
But I like that one.
I knew it was
that one,
Ashton.
Seth. I like that.
I like the walrus,
You
baby.
made him pick
can't
another
hide
name,
it.
but you knew that was the only name he could think of was Ruben Owens.
But that's a good
That's
one.
so false.
That's great.
I'm just going to call him AVR. How about that?
But I like that pick a lot, actually. I've done that before. I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to go with. Go ahead, Steve. Let me.
All right. I'm going. My sleeper this week is going to be Riley Kennedy.
Oh wow!
Because Howell's going to get a lot of attention. You know, first of all, their offensive line is probably maybe the best we've played, maybe besides Notre Dame. I don't know, but I think that there'll be more attention put on Howell. I think Kennedy's going to get more one-on-one matchups. I mean, at some point he's going to have that game. Like he's going to have a game where he steps up and gets a good matchup and really shows out. I just feel like it's coming.
I was kind of in that along those same lines. I'm going to go Deion Hayes. Caught my eye a lot 2 weeks ago against Auburn, and then this week it was the Cassius Howell show. I could see Hayes getting a couple of couple big TFLs, sack or two in this one. I think he's going to be problematic for Florida, and then I'm going to do another one because one of those interior guys is going to make a game-changing play. And we're going to need them to quietly be really good all day against that Florida run game. But I think one of them is going to make create a turnover, whether it be via a sack, probably via interior pressure and a sack.
Calling for the turnover.
I'm going to go with...
And it might be that inside pressure to make Lagway get out, and that's where I think, you're going to force mistakes.
Scoop and score.
Amari Niblack.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I feel like it's been kind of quiet for him, but the tight ends every game have made a play or two that you look like it may be a block, a push, a touchdown, a game-winning touchdown. So I'm going to go with Amari Niblack having that game this week as my sleeper. All right, we'll hit a break. We'll come back with our Pick Six presented by Prize Picks. That and a little bit more on TexAgs Live. And we're back on the final countdown, presented by La Casa Tequila. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm adding the accent since you called it out. I wasn't doing the accent earlier, but now I'm all in. It is the Heritage Month. All right, let's do. Am I right? I think it is. Let's do our Pick Six presented by Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/TexAgs. You'll get $50 in lineups once you play $5 here on Prize Picks. Prizepicks.com/TexAgs. We go to the Angry Elephant News and Social Center. By the way, Nigrin, you can tell the people what happens when the show ends on Brian Broadcasting. What happens?
We go to TexAgs Overtime only on TexAgs.com.
Brought to you by the Rogue Shop. You want to give us the first game?
Yeah, the first game takes us to the Cotton Bowl for the Red River rivalry as the number 6 Oklahoma Sooners take on the Texas Longhorns at 2:30. Texas 1.5-point favorites. Mateer is probable.
Let's just get right into this one. Just the biggest game of my life right here. Because I hate Texas.
You're such a dork.
Let's go, baby. OU is going to cover this. I mean, do I even have to pick anymore? Can we just get like perma fade Texas?
Perma anti-Texas. Yeah. No, I'm with you, man.
Mateer's right hand is going to magically heal up, and he's going to.
Well, who was it that had this same surgery that came back like 12 days later? I forget, but there was somebody in the NFL. There was a quarterback that had this same surgery, came back, played 12 days later. He's had 17 on Saturday. So I think Mateer is going to be good enough to win against Texas. I think they owe Texas a big one after getting beat by them last year.
I've got one of these yahoos. I'll tell you all later. One of these guys on social media, I decided just to figure out, and I texted somebody, said, hey, you know this, can I say DA? Can you know this dumb bleep? Because they were mutual. And then I went and I realized after a little more, I go, oh, yeah, this guy's brother-in-law just got married to his sister, who I know the whole family. So we'll leave that one be. We'll let this guy be a loser in my mentions. But sorry, Pete, to do that to you, Petey. Enjoy your honeymoon. So going back to this game, Oklahoma and Texas. What's the spread, Reese?
Texas minus 1.5.
It's gone way down. I loved it when it was like Texas 3.5. I'm gonna pick Oklahoma to win that game. I think Mateer's probably. I think they did the surgery when they did it, knowing it was the intent was to get him back in time for this game, and that was why. Remember, he finished that game 16 of 17 passing. I don't